Chapter 633. On the night of August 17th, Zhang Tao left the catacombs. He did not take the passageway. Instead, he unleashed his aura and went all the way to Imperial Sea Mountain. Old Zhang liked to do this kind of thing. He would scare people whenever he had the chance. Peerless powerhouses were incomparably powerful. Although he did not hurt anyone, he unleashed his aura. Fang Ping and the others should be safe for a while. At this time, no one would dare to attack. MCMU spent a few days cleaning up the battlefield this time. It was not until August 20th that the spoils of war were almost collected. Even so, there were still many places in the city that had not been cleaned up. The huge royal city was extremely desolate at this moment. The city lord's mansion overlooked the city. Outside the city lord's mansion was a huge energy crystal square. This was also the place where Sky Gate City's army used to gather. At this moment, on the energy crystal square, MCMAU instructors and students gathered. Wu Quishan was in high spirits. He was much more talkative than when he went to war. He said loudly, August 15th, MCMU enters the catacombs. August 17th, annihilate Sky Gate City. In this battle, we killed 2 rank 9s, 2 rank 8s, and 9 rank 7s. Middle-ranked martial artists, 897 killed. Low-ranked martial artists killed more than 10,000 enemies. More than half of Sky Gate City's army of more than 100,000 died or were injured. 90% of the martial artists were killed. After announcing his achievements, Wu Quishan began to talk about the harvest. Energy mines. This battle's harvest of high-ranked energy mines is close to 20 tons. Middle and low-ranked energy mines, more than 50 tons. There's still a lot of low-ranked energy mines underground that we haven't had the time to mine. More than 8,000 sets of standard armor, more than 40,000 metal weapons, countless energy fruits, countless medicinal herbs. According to statistics, this battle's harvest is more than 10 trillion. This number was more than Fang Ping had calculated before. There were too many things in the huge royal city where millions of people lived. When royal city residents fled, they could not bring many things with them. According to the previous school policy, killing a rank 1 martial artist is 5 merit points. Rank 2, 10 merit points. Rank 3, 30 merit points. Rank 4, 100 merit points. Rank 5, 1,000 merit points. Below rank 6, Mentality Vitality Fusion, 10,000 merit points. Mentality Vitality Fusion, 50,000 merit points. Wu Quishan did not mention high ranks because there was no need for that. High ranks were the Grand Master's business. As the school's leadership, they did not need these merits to be calculated. At this point, Wu Quishan raised his voice again. Merit points are based on the number and grade of enemies killed. This time, all the spoils of war were confiscated. The teachers and students were not allowed to hide them. After the war, MCMAU started the merit redemption system. In the past few days, we've been tallying up everyone's battle achievements. When we return to MCMAU, we'll launch the merit exchange system on Distance's platform. Everyone can go back and exchange for things that you need. On the side, Fang Ping smiled and continued, the value of 1 merit is equivalent to 1 credit. Killing a rank 6 would be worth about 100 million. Killing someone at the Blood and Essence Unity realm would be worth 500 million. Of course, in this way, the school would still have a lot of surplus, which would go into the public account. Over the past year or so, the school's expenses had been too great. The school couldn't afford to waste all its resources. Besides, this time, General Du Hong and the others from the military department have come to MCMAU's aid and suffered heavy casualties. The brothers from the military department have shed their blood for us, and we, MCMAU, are not ungrateful people. Credits will be calculated according to double the value of MCMAU's instructors and students. Do any instructors or students have any objections? No problem. Everyone below the stage cheered loudly. Although MCMU started the war to kill the enemy, it was also because of personal grudges. More than 1/3 of the military department's instructors group had died in battle. Their casualties were heavy, and no one had any objections. Below the stage, Du Hong wanted to say something, but hesitated. In the end, he said nothing. This time, the military department had killed a lot of enemies, especially him, who had killed a blood and essence unity realm, and 2-rank SIXs. It was the same for the others. After counting the battle achievements for the past few days, less than 100 people from the military department had more than 300,000 points of credits. Under double, that would be 600,000 points. 6 billion. The military department would probably not take the resources worth 6 billion this time, but distribute them instead. It seemed like the average share was not much, but participating in the war once and gaining close to 100 million per person was almost impossible for martial artists below the high ranks. Of course, Fong Ping was an exception. There was never a time when he did not earn money when he went down to the catacombs. The military department had more than 300,000 points of credits. Although there were many MCMAU instructors and students, most of the people they killed were ordinary people. Most of them were martial artists in the 3 lower ranks. Calculating it, the total credits were less than 3 million. In this way, thousands of instructors and students only gained 30 billion. In reality, this was a lot for anyone. After the war, the average reward was close to 10 million. However, MCMAU had gained a lot this time, and the school was not that stingy. Fong Ping continued, "Actually, it's best not to exchange these credits for daily cultivation resources. This time, we will open the exchange of some precious materials. For example, the 100 honing fruit, the vein molding flower, and the fruit of nourishment. These are all rare treasures. We will also open the exchange of some divine weapons. These are things that money can't buy. As for daily cultivation, MCMU will be carrying out a major renovation this time, rebuilding the southern area. We will be laying an incomparably huge mineral vein under the southern area. Although it may not last forever and is not as renewable as the royal city, when everyone cultivates in the southern area in the future, the effect will not be worse than the royal city inner-city residents' cultivation. This is free, but it is only for the current MCMAU instructors and students. In the future, new students will follow the old rules. Credits are the priority. From now on, new students can enter the southern area, but they must spend credits to enter. Everyone can stay in the southern area for a long time. We will invite some powerhouses to set up a strong mentality solidification barrier in the southern area. Not only will it be safe, but it will also maximize the concentration of energy. From now on, MCMAU will be the holy land of cultivation. Everyone bleeds for MCMAU, but MCMAU will never let everyone shed tears for MCMAU. In addition, the credits for those who died in battle will be tripled. Those who have martial artists in their family will give all their credits. Those who have no martial artists and have children of the right age will be exempted from the test to enter MCMAU, and the credits will be recorded under their names. Those who have the elderly, the weak, the women, and the children will be provided for by MCMAU for 100 years. This order is not only for MCMAU instructors and students, but also for the comrades of the military department who have sacrificed themselves in this battle. Fong Ping explained one by one. Everyone's faces were full of excitement and agitation. If that was the case, from now on, cultivation would be free. These people were excited, while Wu Quishan and the others beside them could not help but laugh, according to Fang Ping, in order to not let everyone lose their motivation. The so-called free was just the permeating energy. If one wanted to truly enter the core mineral vein, to cultivate, they still had to pay a lot of credits. With the mineral vein buried, just the permeating energy alone was extremely rich. It would not be a problem for martial artists in the 3 lower ranks to cultivate. However, if martial artists in the 3 middle ranks wanted to improve quickly, they still had to enter the core mining area. Although MCMAU's harvest was huge, it was mainly the energy mines. The energy mines were the main source of the harvest. Energy mines accounted for 80% of the 10 trillion harvest. This stuff was very difficult to convert into cash, and no one could afford it. MCMAU would not sell it either. Therefore, the real harvest could not be said to be a lot, but it was not a lot either. After saying these, Wu Quishan shouted, "Sky Gate City has been destroyed. The credits have been calculated. It's time to go back to school. Everyone, Sky Gate City will be temporarily taken over by the military department. When MCMAU has made arrangements, we will be stationed in Sky Gate City. There are still a lot of low-ranked energy mines here. Since we have conquered Sky Gate City, we will not give up. When the arrangements are done, MCMAU will take over Sky Gate City. Victory!" Everyone cheered. Taking over a royal city. Conquering a royal city in the catacombs. Who else? 2 royal cities had been destroyed in the capital city catacombs, but the royal city had already been destroyed. There was no way to take over. If the Tian'an catacombs blew up a royal city, it would also disappear completely. The Shishan catacombs humans built a big city themselves. They did not conquer the royal city. The big city without a mineral vein was still prepared by the government to be used as an arcane realm for martial arts university freshmen to cultivate. On the other hand, MCMAU had truly conquered the royal city. The huge underground mine had not been completely excavated. Cultivating here was 10 times, 100 times better than going to the Shishan catacombs. Of course, it was also more dangerous. "Go home," Wu Quishan shouted. Thousands of instructors and students began to return. The Grandmaster powerhouses did not let down their guard. All the Grandmasters hovered in the air, releasing their pressure and intimidating the surroundings. Hope City. At this moment, the city walls were also filled with people. Both sides of the streets were also filled with people. MCMAU was going to return triumphantly from Sky Gate City. On one side of the city walls, Han Su's expression was complicated. He said softly, "Senior Li has entered the Grandmaster realm." Beside him, Ling Yi mumbled for a while. Back then, when Fang Ping said that Li Hansong could only enter the Grandmaster realm if he went to MCMAU, she did not take it seriously. However, how long had it been? At that time, Fang Ping went to CCMAU in June. It was only August now. In a little more than 2 months, Li Hansong had entered the Grandmaster realm. Not only Li Hansong, but some information about the MCMAU war had also spread. MCMAU Fang Ping was so powerful that it was shocking. 1 against 7, he killed 7 rank, 7 martial artists. Not only that, with the help of others, he killed a rank 8 with a saber, completely establishing the victory of the rank 7 and 8 battle. Li Hansong, Wang Jinyang, and Yao Chengjun had also joined forces to kill 2 rank 7 powerhouses. Li Hansong's defense was invincible, resisting the rank 8's attack for a while. An early stage rank 7 blocking a rank 8 was also shocking. As for Li Changxing killing a rank 9 with his sword, and Wu Quishan fighting the Forbidden Sea Demon clan. All right, this big battle with the Forbidden Sea Demon clan made a lot of people confused. How did it have anything to do with the Forbidden Sea? However, no matter what, the 2-rank 9 combat strengths of MCMAU were also powerful to a shocking extent. At this moment, MCMAU was too powerful, getting stronger and stronger. Including Li Hansong, there were already 8 Grandmaster-level powerhouses. Moreover, it was said that Luo Yichuan and Zhang Jianheng were also in high spirits in this battle. Essence, spirit, and soul united, MCMAU had killed countless people. Perhaps they could enter rank 7 soon. This old man, Su Giqing, was old but strong. After a long, fierce battle with a Mentality Vitality Unity powerhouse, he entered Mentality Vitality Unity on the 16th. In the past, MCMAU was inferior to CCMAU. Now it was getting stronger, leaving CCMAU far behind. Not to mention, they had not digested the gains from this battle. After digesting the gains from this battle, MCMAU would become stronger. This was how martial artists were. They would become stronger and stronger in battle. They would not become weaker the more they fought. Han Su, do you think we can't catch up to MCMAU? Ling Yi used to be very confident, but now she was not so confident. With MCMAU's current situation, could they really catch up? She had some small ideas. CCMAU was too comfortable. Although small battles were constantly happening in Capital City, since the last time the enemy was defeated, there had not been a large-scale battle for a long time. She was also a senior this year, about to graduate. Should she stay in CCMAU or go to MCMAU? When the results of the Magic City Catacombs battle spread, she and Han Su rushed to the Magic City Catacombs overnight and found that there were indeed some differences between here and the Capital City Catacombs. Under the stimulation of MCMAU, the martial artists in the city were seething with anger. They could not wait to fight a big battle. In the direction of Monster Sunflower City, the military martial artists actively blocked the other side, often cursing at each other. Their morale was extremely high. Han Su did not say anything. Not being able to catch up was probably inevitable. Others aside, Fong Ping, that monster, was also out of the question. Among the students of the same batch, his ability was now considered extremely strong. Peak rank 4, just a little bit away from entering rank 5. He just needed a few more days to prepare. However, this time, he heard that Chun Yunxi, who was inferior to him in the past, took the lead and led the MCMU Martial Arts Society members to kill countless enemies. It was very likely that she would quickly enter middle stage, rank 5. Not only Chun Yunxi, but the once honed Zhao Xuemei also used the indestructible crystal to recover during the battle. She had completed honing the last of the 5 viscera and also entered peak rank 4. The others, such as Fu Changding, Zhao Lei, and Yang Xiaoman, had all entered peak rank 4 or were about to. With MCMAU's harvest from this battle, these people could probably enter rank 5 very soon. MCMAU's golden age had completely begun. In this battle, they had wiped out the feud. The instructors and students were in high spirits, carrying the momentum of a great victory. Although these people did not walk the path of invincibility, they had also used this battle to complete the transformation, achieving the unity of essence, spirit, and soul. This kind of state was too rare. Perhaps in the end, many people would quickly enter the Mentality Vitality Unity realm. When Fong Ping walked the path of invincibility among rank 3, his state might not be comparable to the current MCMAU instructors and students. At that time, Zhang Dingnan and the others had already determined that Fong Ping had a chance of becoming a grandmaster. At least under the unity of essence, spirit, and soul, Mentality Vitality Unity might not be a big problem. Han Su knew all of this. The more he knew, the more bitter he felt. This time, he hurried to Magic City to see how MCMAU's current state was. Very soon, Han Su saw it. From afar, an incomparably huge vitality pillar pierced through the sky and moved toward Hope City. That vitality pillar reflected the catacombs in red. On the city wall, someone exclaimed, This force is too strong. If there's an invasion from the outside, this vitality pillar alone can defeat a rank 7 or 8 martial artists' mentality. Thousands of people's vitality forces converged and condensed into a force. This was equivalent to thousands of people walking the path of invincibility. In this battle, they were indeed walking the path of invincibility. An opponent of the same rank was nothing. In this battle, they fought a battle that destroyed the city. Not only did they fight, but they also won, killing countless enemies. At this moment, when everyone returned, their momentum was also full to the peak. Each of them held their heads high and puffed out their chests, returning to Hope City and the human world in their best state. Strictly speaking, invincibility was to build a sense of confidence. Old Wang, this fellow could do this when he hypnotized himself back then. Not to mention that they had won this time, and it was a great victory. On the way, Fang Ping also noticed that the vitality pillar, where everyone's vitality forces converged, was getting stronger and stronger, even faintly carrying some pressure. Old Wang, who was next to him, was also full of emotion and envy at this moment. He said softly, "The force of the whole school converges, the essence, spirit, and soul become one. Thousands of people. MCMAU is really going to rise completely." Now, everyone was also a grandmaster. Their knowledge might not be much, but it was definitely not too bad. Fang Ping was also full of smiles. He said, "Accumulating force. I know about individual accumulations, but I didn't expect that everyone could actually do it inadvertently. This is too rare. It is very rare." On the other side, Li Hansong was also shocked. He said, "This kind of thing rarely happens. Even if it happens, it's only for a few people in the case of tens of people. In Capital City, I've seen it once. A team of 100 people, army, martial artists, ambushed an army of 1,000 people. In the end, the remaining 30 or so army martial artists did this when they returned to the city. Great victory, confidence, invincibility. This is the main reason for forming this force. I just didn't expect that a few thousand people in MCMU could actually do it." While they were talking, among the crowd, someone's celestial bridge suddenly appeared. In the next moment, it converged into a halo. Someone had entered rank 5. Under the influence of this environment, everyone's essence, spirit, and vitality had reached the peak. Some martial artists who were only a step away from breaking through the realm easily broke through. This was a rare opportunity. This kind of force would not last for too long, but in the process, everyone would reap great rewards. Not only the celestial bridge, Fang Ping even saw someone's Sanjiao gate materialize. After watching for a while, Fang Ping's expression suddenly changed. In the next moment, Fang Ping's mentality giant hand stretched out and grabbed Qin Fengqing, who was in the crowd. Qin Fengqing looked at him innocently. Fang Ping could not help but curse under his breath. "Bastard, what are you doing?" Qin Fengqing said innocently, "Everyone is accumulating force. I'm following along. You..." Fang Ping wanted to slap him to death. Everyone was immersed in this state, but this guy was not. Mother Asterisk. He was counting the energy stones. This time, the spoils of the battle were all handed over. However, there were too many low-ranked energy stones. After digging out a large number of low-ranked energy stones, MCMAU opened up for everyone to dig for a while. The ones dug out were all personal gains. Qin Fengqing's luck was not bad. He had dug out a lot of middle and high-ranked ones. He was actually counting these things just now. What was he thinking? Seeing Fang Ping staring at him, Qin Fengqing felt even more innocent. After a while, he said helplessly, "I'm already an invincible powerhouse. I don't need to accumulate force." As soon as he said that, everyone was stunned. In the next moment, Qin Fengqing said in a deep voice, "I, Qin Fengqing, am invincible. I am an invincible powerhouse. I said that I'm invincible among rank 6. You guys aren't rank 6 anymore, right? You're all grandmasters. Why are you still fussing over this? Grandmaster Fong, Grandmaster Li, Grandmaster Wang, Grandmaster Yao. The 4 grandmasters slaughtered rank 7s like dogs. They can even annihilate rank 8s. They're invincible." Qin Fengqing flattered for a while, his face full of smiles. However, he was cursing furiously in his heart. "Just you wait. When I reach rank 7, I'll hammer you to death. Later, I'll trick Ironhead's divine armor, Old Wang's divine bow, and Old Yao's divine spear. As for Fong Ping, this guy had too many good things. Sooner or later, he would beat him until he offered them to him on his own initiative. He would kneel down and lick his boots every day. The more he thought about it, the happier he felt. Hence, Qin Fengqing's smile became even more wretched. Mushy words came out of his mouth like they were free. When they were close to Hope City, everyone's momentum gradually dissipated. From afar, this guy seemed to have been injected with adrenaline. He roared, "MCMAU's victory! Annihilated a royal city! MCMAU's Fong Ping killed a rank 9 by scheming, slashed a rank 8 with his saber, beheaded 7 rank 7s. He's invincible." Fong Ping's expression darkened. "Mother asterisk cur, why are you bragging about me alone at this time?" Little did they know that in Qin Fengqing's opinion, Fong Ping was the richest. Who else should he brag about if not him? Should he lick Old Wu's boots? Old Wu was so poor. Old Li? Old Li was a debt-ridden old man. What was there to lick? Similarly, no one else could do it except for Fong Ping. If Qin Fengqing wanted to lick Fong Ping's boots, he had to find the right target. Qin Fengqing, would not do this to normal people. He was still hoping that Fong Ping could help him achieve peak rank 6. Everyone was mentally exhausted. Old Man Li rubbed his eyes and said vaguely, "Mother asterisk cur, I must have seen wrongly just now. That invincible momentum just now was emitted by this rascal Qin Fengqing? Bullsh asterisk T. This guy did not have the demeanor of a powerhouse. There were tens of thousands of people in the city. MCMAU had 4,000 to 5,000 people too. There were so many people. Could he not be more shameless?" He was not the only one who thought he had seen wrongly. Even Fong Ping was suspicious. Did he see wrongly just now? Dragons can be big or small. They can rise or hide. When they rise, they soar in the universe. When they hide within the waves of the 4 seas. At this moment, Fong Ping faintly had such a thought. This damn Baldy was more tolerant than him. Genius in a second. Remember this site's address. Mobile version, M. Chapter 634. Long Live Victory. When Qin Fengqing's roar rang out, the city was filled with cheers. In one battle, 13 of the enemy's high ranks were killed, and none of their own high ranks were injured. Such a result was so dazzling that it made people tremble. MCMU's instructors and students began to enter the city one after another. Each of them held their heads high and their spirits at their peak. On both sides of the road, some martial artists also performed a martial arts salute to show their respect. Although they had won this battle and there were not many casualties, MCMAU had participated in the battle with the determination to die. No one was an exception to this. In the crowd, some young female martial artists looked at the MCMAU students. Many of their eyes were burning, boldly confessing their love. Martial artists were like this. Even for a shy girl like Chen Yunxi, if she had taken a fancy to Fang Ping, she would be so outspoken and bold that it would scare you. At this moment, many of the female martial artists in the city looked at him with admiration. MCMU's students were so strong. They had their own circle, and Fang Ping had his own circle. The female martial artists in the city were confessing their love. In the Grandmaster Circle, there were people staring at Old Man Li. Old Man Li did not care at first. The old man was so handsome and strong. It was normal for female grandmasters to admire him. Soon, Old Man Li felt something was wrong. Not only Old Man Li, but Fang Ping also felt something was wrong. Before he could share the joy of destroying the city with everyone, he saw as many as 3 female grandmasters staring at Old Man Li. Fang Ping gulped. What was going on? At the same time, Huang Jing, who was not far away, suddenly sighed. Vice Chancellor, I want to guard the catacombs. I want to guard Sky Gate City with you. Wu Quishan looked at him. After a while, he asked, You did it? Huang Jing smiled bitterly. Didn't I think we were going to die? I thought that if we died, then so be it. We still have our children. Changsheng is still single. Anyway, we don't know if we can come back alive. There's no harm in trying. If we really die in battle and Changsheng comes back alive, it's good to have something to rely on. You said before that a few female powerhouses are suitable for Changsheng. I cough, I just said it. If Changsheng comes back alive, everyone will be old men and old women. Let's work together. Wu Quishan glanced at Li Changsheng and raised his eyebrows. How many people did you tell? I know 16 single high-ranked women in the country. I've told them all. Wu Quishan paused for a moment, then sighed and said, Pack up and go down to the catacombs. You will be hacked to death. You found 16 female grandmasters for Li Changsheng? Are you crazy? When a person was about to die, he would definitely go crazy. Huang Jing sighed and said, It's not just me. Senior brother Wu also joined in. That talked to the Southern elder sisters. I said we can't do this, but he insisted. If we're exposed, I'm worried that senior brother Wu and Changsheng will be beaten to death. The 3 of them were martial brothers from the same sect. Old Man Li's marriage was a major event that the 2 seniors were worried sick about. Thinking that he might not be able to return this time, there was nothing wrong with going crazy. But now that he was back, it would be troublesome. Wu Quishan had nothing to say. He looked at him sympathetically. Forget it. You can only guard Sky Gate City with me. If you don't, you might be beaten to death by Li Changsheng in school. That's not the way to screw over a junior. Martial artists were very direct. Although Old Man Li might not have a long life because of the unification of 10,000 Dao, Grandmaster powerhouses, especially women, were brave enough to love and hate. They might not really care. Anyway, they were all in a precarious situation. Who knew if they could live until then? Li Changsheng had killed a rank 9 with his sword. The name of longevity swordsman had spread all over the world this time. To have a passionate twilight romance with a man like this was not bad. In front of the crowd, Old Man Li was still clueless. He just thought that these women were crazy. They kept staring at him. What were they looking at? Fang Ping, who was beside him, did not even dare to breathe. These old ladies, well, they all looked quite young. But why were they looking at Old Man Li like that? Initially, he wanted to show off a little, but looking at these female grandmasters' attitudes, Fang Ping suddenly shut up. Forget it. I won't say any more. Beside him, Old Man Fan had a smile on his face. After the female grandmasters looked at him for a while, Old Man Fan smiled and said, MCMAU's victory in this battle and the destruction of Sky Gate City is a joy for us humans and a blessing for Sino Nation. This old man will be more relaxed in the future. I heard that Quishan will be guarding Sky Gate City. Is that true? Beside him, Wu Quishan stepped forward and answered, Old Man Fan, after I've settled MCMAU's matters, I'll enter the catacombs and guard Sky Gate City. Sky Gate City will become a cultivation ground for some MCMAU instructors and students. Other departments, including casual martial artists, can all enter. Old Man Fan looked at him for a while and said, I'm relieved that you'll be guarding. However, Sky Gate City is almost 100 li away from the passageway. It seems that this old man will have to continue to stay here. Originally, the other departments considered letting you guard Magic City catacombs. Now that you've conquered Sky Gate City, then let us suppress the other party in Magic City catacombs together. 2 rank 9s were less than 100 li away. Magic City catacombs would be much safer in the future. Elder Fan had been in charge of Magic City's catacombs for many years. His ability was not weak. It was the same for Wu Quishan. When the two of them joined forces, they could coordinate with each other from a distance. Unless the 4 great rank 9s of Monster Sunflower City and Monster Phoenix City joined forces to attack. Otherwise, in a confrontation between rank 9s, humans would have the upper hand. At this moment, Magic City's catacombs were the safest they had ever been. There were no enemy cities within a radius of 100 li. The nearest Monster Sunflower City was hundreds of miles away. This distance was enough for them to return to the surface and ask for reinforcements during the battle. Having said that, Elder Fan looked at Fong Ping with a smile on his face. Fong Ping, this is your first time entering the Magic City catacombs. Come to think of it, it hasn't been that long. I didn't expect that in the blink of an eye, Sky Gate City, which used to be our greatest enemy, would be destroyed in your hands. This old man is getting on in years. I won't be able to keep watch for many more years. I hope that the next time I have good news, it will be when Magic City's catacombs are pacified. He had been guarding the Magic City catacombs for decades. He was already more than 100 years old. Magic City's catacombs had been fighting frequently too. All these years, he was no longer as capable as he wanted to be. The last time the two cities joined forces to fight, the old man was still very pessimistic and desperate. Many acquaintances had fallen in that battle. However, in the blink of an eye, the situation had turned around. This made Elder Fan feel very emotional. Fong Ping smiled. This isn't the strength of MCMAU alone. All these years, if it weren't for everyone continuously weakening Sky Gate City, there wouldn't be such glory in this battle. It's all thanks to the blood and sacrifice of our ancestors that MCMAU has created such an opportunity. Everyone chuckled. Right now, everyone was very relaxed. After laughing for a while, Elder Fan said, MCMAU should go back too. Now that Sky Gate City has been annihilated, all parties are watching you. If you guys stay any longer, it'll be more of an eyesore. Wu Quishan opened his mouth and said, I was going to leave initially. There's no need to excessively provoke those fellows now, lest they cause trouble. Everyone discussed for a while more. Wu Quishan shouted, Return to MCMAU. In the city, the MCMAU people began to gather at the passageway square. Old Man Li, who was walking with Wu Quishan, asked suspiciously, Why did Zhao Minjin and the rest keep staring at me just now? Slashing a rank, 9 with a sword. Can't they take a look at you? That's true. Old Man Li nodded. Still, he said curiously, I still feel like something's not right. Behind him, Huang Jing coughed dryly and said, Maybe they've taken a liking to you. What's so strange about that? Who do you like? Pick one. How old are they? Not interested. Old Man. Li looked indifferent. Fong Ping and the rest could not care less about Old Man Li's matter. The moment Fong Ping and the rest exited the alloy house, the flashing lights went off. In the hall, a group of people were holding up their cameras and filming. The gatekeeper uncle was all smiles. He chuckled and said, "You said it. I fulfilled your wish." When Fong Ping left, he had said that when he came out, he wanted to record the scene of his grand victory and return. Now that they had really won, he did not forget about this. He had arranged it in advance. Fong Ping smiled and nodded. As he posed, he laughed and said, "Uncle, just for this. In the future, when we tear down the door, I'll share half with you." "Ha, that's great. I'll be waiting." Fong Ping laughed too. He continued to sculpt. This was a grand victory. He had to leave some footage to be passed down. Everyone was used to his actions. Wu Quishan pulled him away and threw him to the side to film. Everyone had not come out yet. "Don't block the way." Fong Ping, on the other hand, said while filming, "Vice Chancellor, when we go back this time, why don't we follow what I said earlier? Only when 5,000 MCMAU powerhouses use the flight step will they have the momentum of a grand victory. Let's not talk about it during the expedition. Now that we've returned with a grand victory, we have to make a big scene, don't we?" Wu Quishan could not be bothered with him. Fong Ping said seriously, "To enhance the momentum of all mankind. Think about it. Thousands of powerhouses using the flight step and returning with the momentum of a grand victory. Now, walking the underground passageway in the dark is too shabby. Why don't you ask the military department for their opinion? I guarantee they won't have any objections." Wu Quishan was about to speak when someone laughed and said, "Sure." A triumphant return. Indeed, we should have the momentum of a triumphant return. I'll allow the flight step in Magic City. Now that the whole world is watching this battle, it's indeed not suitable for MCMAU to return via the underground passageway. Although Fong Ping likes to show off, sometimes it's still necessary to do so. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Tao appeared. Fong Ping realized that Zhang Tao had been spending a lot more time in Magic City recently. Since Zhang Tao had said so, Wu Quishan felt a little helpless. He glanced at Fong Ping and sighed softly. "Think of a way yourself. Mentality shouldn't be wasted like this." Martial artists of the 3 lower ranks could not use the flight step. Treading the air was more like it. With so many people, Fong Ping would think of a way to bring them along with him. "Don't, Vice Chancellor. Let's do something together. It won't take up much mentality anyway." Fong Ping chuckled. "Vice Chancellor, you're the one taking the lead this time. How honorable it is. We'll fly one round around Magic City. Under your leadership, MCMAU has defeated a great enemy. Isn't this worth celebrating?" Wu Quishan felt helpless and did not say anything more. Very soon, when everyone came out, they were informed about this matter. At this moment, even some of the instructors were a little excited. Although martial artists protected mankind, in order to hide the secrets of the catacombs, their military achievements were not obvious. In the eyes of the outside world, martial artists were a privileged class. As for the rest, it was only recently that they found out that martial artists would fight the evil sections. However, not many people knew how tragic the fighting was, and how many people died every year. To be able to have such an opportunity on the day of a great victory in the Air Defense Ring City was indeed quite exciting. Martial artists also hoped to be recognized by others. After waiting for Fong Ping and the others to leave, Zhang Tao did not follow them. Instead, he was deep in thought. The situation had come to this point. The final battle might be near. Should some things be made public? There's no need to publicize the dangers and extermination. At least let people know that our martial artists are constantly fighting and bleeding for everyone. Martial artists do not only enjoy privileges, at least let people know that mankind has enemies. Of course, no matter how strong the enemy is, they will still be destroyed. Martial artists are also human. Zhang Tao murmured. Humans still hope to be recognized by others, to let people know that everything they did was not for personal gain. Those powerhouses who died in the catacombs did not even dare to reveal the information of their deaths. Axe King Xing Kaiwan was still on the list to this day. They dared not let a rank 9 die. Over the years, the government would not even hold public memorial services for those who had died in the catacombs, even for those who had died in battle. On the military department's side, when a large number of soldiers died in battle, the reply given to their families was usually that they had participated in the border battle. Maybe it's time for everyone to obtain the glory that belongs to them. Humanity's heroes who died in the catacombs had died in secret. After all, it still made some people feel bitterly disappointed. Zhang Tao thought of many things. For a moment, he was a little distracted. At the same time, Magic City, when they saw the densely packed group of people in the air, when they saw the golden rays shining in the void, the whole of Magic City fell into silence. Then there was some panic. Fortunately, very soon, a powerhouse shouted, "Magic City Martial Arts University's instructors and students have returned from the battle against the evil sect. They have returned victorious and killed countless enemies. Congratulations to MCMU." Following the shouting of these powerhouses, Magic City's citizens finally stopped panicking. After they stopped being afraid, they could not help but exclaim, "So many powerhouses! They can all fly. Didn't they say that flying requires at least a middle-ranked martial artist? Why do MCMAU have so many middle-ranked powerhouses? This is too strong. There are thousands of them. The commander in my hometown is only a middle-ranked. MCMAU is too strong." The battle against the evil sect. Is the evil sect so strong? There are so many powerhouses in MCMAU. They actually went to battle the evil sect together. Don't they feel that the evil sect is strong? At this moment, the whole of Magic City was in a state of discussion. Everyone looked up at the sky. Not long after, the scene in the sky was displayed on some of the public screens in the city. Magic City TV station also began to broadcast the scene in the sky. Someone looked at the big screen and could not help but exclaim, "That's my nephew. He can fly too. This kid, he didn't say a word when he came home. I thought he didn't learn well in school. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. Did you see that? That's my son. My son is here too. My son is here too. This kid told me a few days ago that he was going to go into closed-door cultivation. Bastard. This bastard actually went to battle the evil sect. Wait, and see how I'll deal with him later." Although that was what the middle-aged man who shouted to deal with his son said, his face was full of joy. He wanted to shout in all directions, "That's my son. My son went to battle the evil sect and returned victorious. My son can even perform the flight step." At this moment, countless people rejoiced. Countless people exclaimed because they saw familiar faces. Those children who usually looked bashful, who were still immature in their eyes, were actually powerhouses. There were also some people who were the parents of these students. They did not know that their children would be so powerful and participate in the battle. For a moment, they were both proud and worried. In the sky, some martial artists carried the cameras and performed the flight step to record. The more martial artists there were, the less trouble. Qin Fengqing looked at Fang Ping strangely and asked curiously, "Why aren't you on camera?" Fang Ping was a person who loved to show off. However, this time, he did not steal the spotlight. There was no justice in this world. Fang Ping sneered. "Who doesn't know me, Fang Ping? Do I still need to be on camera? I'll give everyone a chance to prove to the world that MCMAU has many powerhouses, and I'm not the only one. Also, don't steal too much of the spotlight. No one knows you. Indeed, Fong Ping did not steal the spotlight. He did not want to either. He had enjoyed enough glory. There was no need for this. If it was possible, he wanted the people who sacrificed themselves to be known by the public. They died in the catacombs, and no one knew. Now, everyone only saw the glory of martial artists. Did they know how many martial artists died in the catacombs? However, Fong Ping knew that now was not the time. Now, he could only let everyone see the strength of martial artists slowly and see the victory of martial artists. This was what MCMAU should do. The dead could only be forgotten. Looking at the students' suppressed excitement and joy, looking at the instructors' solemn faces, as if they were participating in a war, Fong Ping suddenly chuckled. You're all secretly happy in your heart, but you have to pretend that you don't care. Baldy, isn't it interesting? Qin Fengqing pursed his lips. You're not filming me. What's so interesting about it? Thousands of martial artists kept circling in the sky, circling the city. Below, the crowd's necks were sore from watching, but there were still countless people who kept looking up. As they watched, some people broke into tears. Others asked, but they did not say a word. Some people's children disappeared. Some people's fathers disappeared. These people could see the situation high up in the sky. Naturally, they were also martial artists. As martial artists, they naturally understood what it meant for those few people to be missing. They died in the catacombs. At this moment, some people were happy, and some people were crying. As for the strength of martial artists, the strength of MCMAU, the conquest of the evil sect, this news spread far and wide. Fong Ping had always thought that the evil sect was used by the world's powerhouses to throw the blame. Reality proved that it was indeed so. This time, the evil sect martial artists became the target of everyone's hatred once again. MCMAU mobilized so many powerhouses to encircle and annihilate the evil sect. It must have been because the evil sect had done something evil. Otherwise, why would those young martial artists go on a conquest of the evil sect? After circling the city, deafening cheers sounded in MCMAU's direction very quickly. They were back. The teachers and students who stayed behind were wild with joy. This time, Qin Fengqing still wanted to shout, but Fong Ping choked him, not giving him a chance. Glory belonged to these young people. He was already a grandmaster, so he did not need to care too much. Besides, it was rare for him to have the opportunity to choke someone else. Fong Ping still felt very good. Please remember this book's domain name. Mobile version website. Chapter 635. A proper day of leave. His condition had deteriorated greatly over the past few days. He wanted to let old Eagle sober up, rest, and organize his thoughts. He didn't want to take leave at first, so he forced himself to do 3 or 1 chapter. He didn't want to break his record, but his condition had indeed deteriorated too much. So he wanted to relax today and breathe in some fresh air. That's all I said. Let's work slowly and steadily. If you suck me dry, I won't be able to suck anymore in the future. Thank you, brothers, for your understanding. Global High Martial Arts will take a day off to sober up. Currently typing, please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 636. On the 20th of August, MCMAU's instructors and students returned with the momentum of a great victory. MCMAU was immersed in a sea of joy. Such joy did not last long. On August 22nd, the bodies of the dead were buried. This time, the government attached great importance to it. The ministers of the 3 ministries arrived to preside over the burial ceremony. This time, all the heroes who had died in battle were buried in MCMEU's Southern Cemetery. In Southside, the cries traveled far. In a huge warehouse in the southern area, Fong Ping was refining energy crystals. Next, the South District would have to be rebuilt, and the mineral veins would have to be set up. In order to seal off the leakage of energy and prevent it from overflowing, a large number of energy crystal bricks would be laid underground. Beside him, Old Man Li was drinking wine as he said with a smile, "Old Wu asked you to host. Why are you chickening out this time?" "I'm busy. I'm refining energy crystals. It's fine to delay it for a few days." "You're so annoying. Can you stop harassing me?" Fong Ping's face was full of impatience. He tossed away an energy crystal and looked at him. "Why aren't you going?" "Why would I go? Hearing people cry makes me uncomfortable, so I'll hide and enjoy some peace." "You didn't pay your respects to Ayu?" Old Man Li's gaze was hostile. Fong Ping pursed his lips. "If you're looking for trouble with me, then I'll look for trouble with you. Why are you glaring at me?" "You," Old Man Li mumbled, then suddenly laughed. "Actually, it's been 40 years. I've long forgotten what Ayu looks like. What did he know at that age? He just had a good impression of her, and then she died in battle. He felt terrible and kept saying that he would take revenge for her. How many years had it been? Now that he thought about it, he really couldn't remember what she looked like. But that was also the motivation when I was young. I kept thinking about this matter. In the end, it wasn't just for this person, but for this obsession. Why are you explaining so much to me? I didn't say anything. Actually, I still want to say that since the war hasn't stopped, death is inevitable. I know." Fong Ping continued. "I just don't want to go. It's fine as long as the vice-chancellor and the others are there." "You," Old Man Li chuckled. "You talk big, but deep down, you're still weak. You're the weak one," Fong Ping retorted. "If you're not weak, why would you hide from Mayor Nan? Isn't he just 30 years older than you? At rank 8 and rank 9, would he still care about this? Look at how scared you are. You don't even dare to look at him." Old Man Li's expression was dark as he cursed under his breath. Then he continued to curse. "Huang Jing and Wu Chuan, those two old things, I'll hack them to death sooner or later. Are you blind?" Nan Yunhua looked at me as if she wanted to kill me. Would I dare to stick my head out? This old lady is about to reach the peak. Do I dare to provoke her? Fong Ping glanced at him and said in a low voice, "Take it easy. Minister Zhang loves to eavesdrop. Maybe he'll pass on the message to Mayor Nan. I'm not even 100 years old. I'm still young, yet you call me old granny. No matter how old a woman is, she still cares about this." Old Man Li was speechless. He gestured in the direction of the cemetery and said, "Minister, don't mess with me. I'm in a lot of trouble now." "Elder, Nan is quite a nice person." At this moment, Zhang Tao's words rang in their ears. Old Man Li and Fong Ping's faces darkened. He was really eavesdropping. "The funeral is over. Don't hide anymore. Come out and come to the meeting hall." After saying those words, Zhang Tao's voice disappeared. Old Man Li cursed in a low voice. Where did Zhang Tao get this hobby from? Just because his mentality was strong, he eavesdropped on these things all day long. Was he not embarrassed? After cursing for a while, the two of them walked toward the meeting hall. Meeting hall. At this moment, MCMEU powerhouses who were peak rank 6 and above were all present. Zhang Tao and Yunhua and the others were there too. Li Shun had something to do and had already left. Seeing the two of them enter, Zhang Tao glanced at them and said lightly, "What are you hiding for? Once the war starts, things like this will happen more often in the future. Do you think you can hide every time?" Right, Guoxian. Before he left, He asked me to tell you that he doesn't hate you. He's also a military martial artist. He knows that people will die in a war. His younger brother died in the catacombs. He can't blame you. Fong Ping said calmly, I'm not hiding. I just don't want to be disturbed. The old vice-chancellor used to do this. He often sent his students' ashes back. Every time he did it, he felt terrible. Every time he did it, he felt terrible. In the end, he felt that he had let everyone down and entered the catacombs with the determination to die. I don't want to die, and I don't want to affect myself. That's why I don't want to be hated. Fong Ping was the one who brought up the war this time. Family members might not know about it. However, if there were martial artists in the family, they would definitely know, whether they hated Fong Ping or not depended on the person. No matter how great MCMAU's achievements were or how much praise they received from society, they could not save the lives of those who died in the war. The old vice-chancellor was respected by many. When he died, he was all alone and had nothing. Even so, there were still many students and instructors' families who hated him. Fong Ping did not continue this topic. He found a seat and sat down. Zhang Tao saw this and did not mention it again. Nan Yunyue, on the other hand, glanced at old man Li, then glanced at the trembling Huang Jing. She humphed, her expression unfriendly. I'm almost 100 years old. You bastards! How dare you introduce Li Changsheng to me? If it wasn't for the fact that it was inconvenient for me to do it, I'd kill you right now. And this Li Changsheng guy, how dare he have designs on her? Did he not want to live anymore? Old man Li's expression was dark. He quietly found a corner and sat down. I won't have designs on you. I'm innocent too. Who would want an old lady like you? You're almost 100 years old, and you're still thinking of robbing the cradle? Zhang Tao glanced at them and could not help but laugh. He quickly put on a straight face and said, Fong Ping, I heard that you want to split 20% of the war spoils this time. Yes, Fong Ping answered and explained, the more you give, the more you get. This is how a martial artist should be. I don't have the right to contribute selflessly now, nor do I have the right to. Those who don't know might think that I'm trying to buy people's hearts and seize power. In reality, that's what you're doing. Zhang Tao glanced at him and interrupted him directly. He quickly said, You want to bury the mineral resources underground? Yes. And you want our mentality to solidify energy crystals to prevent the energy from escaping. Fong Ping heard this, and his eyes moved. He immediately said, This is MCMAU's matter, and also the Education Ministry's matter. If the minister is not willing, then pretend I didn't say anything. In short, he did not want to bleed. When old Zhang mentioned this, he felt that it was unreliable and immediately dismissed the idea. Zhang Tao said calmly, Of course I will contribute to MCMAU's matter. However, since you want 1/3 of the mineral vein, then your piece, including the land occupation fees and other expenses. Fong Ping's expression was extremely dark. You want to rip me off again? Wishful thinking. He even wanted to collect land occupation fees from him. Before old Zhang became a martial artist, he must have been a local tycoon, right? Fong Ping cursed in his heart and said immediately, Then I won't bury it underground. I'll just cut it into energy stones. Zhang Tao saw that he was not taking the bait and felt slightly regretful. He said, In this battle, the Scholar Tree King, the Bamboo King, and the Green Wolf King, the 3 peerless powerhouses, are all very dissatisfied. I've also asked Warlord to help you hold the line. Fong Ping's head hurt. He said in distress, Don't always pick on me. You've already taken 70% of the mineral vein, and you still have to look for me. Do you think it's easy for me? I've only taken 20% of the remaining 30%. In total, it's only 6%, not even 10%. Moreover, if I bury it underground, everyone can still borrow my energy to cultivate. Minister, if I really cut it all, then there'll be nothing left, Zhang Tao said with a faint smile. Then what about the ones you dug out earlier? MCMU didn't register them either, Fong Ping said with a blank expression. What? Anyway, I didn't dig them out. Zhang Tao was mentally exhausted. Forget it. It's the same, even if they're in this kid's hands. Sooner or later, they'll be dug out. I have no objections if you want to apply for 20% of the spoils. However, I still have to warn you. The battle is over, and now it's the digestion period. MCMAU will be in a period of rapid development. At this time, don't cause trouble for me. The government is preparing for the final battle in the Forbidden Catacombs. There are many things to do. In this year, first it was the opening of the Nanjiang Catacombs, followed by the Tian'an Catacombs, War Capital City Catacombs Chaos, Magic City Catacombs Chaos, King Battleground Chaos. Although things are developing in a good direction, it's still giving us a headache. Fong Ping, you'd better stay in MCMAU for now. Don't run around and ruin things. When the Forbidden Catacombs are destroyed, it'll be much easier for us. Fong Ping thought for a while and nodded. I understand. We can't provoke the apex at this juncture. Otherwise, you might not have time to care about me. Is that what you're saying? Zhang Tao was speechless. You're a rank 7 martial artist. Why do you always want to provoke the apex? How many times has this happened? You've provoked a bunch at the King Battleground. Here in Magic City too. He did not know what to say now. He could not be bothered to say anything more. He stood up and said, It's better to do it sooner rather than later. Let's settle the matter of the mineral vein as soon as possible. I'll be leaving Magic City next. Also, if you're going to Star City, remember to let me know in advance. I'll ask Wang Qinghai to accompany you. Don't go alone. At this point, Zhang Tao said, Yang Qing from the Yang family hasn't left the King Battleground. He might have fallen inside. Fong Ping said with a look of realization, I almost forgot. He's fallen. Ji Yao and the others killed him. He had forgotten to mention this. Seeing Zhang Tao looking at him, Fong Ping shrugged and said, I promise I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. If I really killed him, I won't even bother to talk about it now. That day when Yang Qing crossed the boundary, he was still stuck in the boundary wall and happened to meet Ji Yao and the others. Ji Yao's group of people had easily killed him. I'm also his benefactor. That Crocodile Bidwa killed him. I avenged him and killed Crocodile Bidwa. Minister, he's just a rank 7 martial artist. I don't really care about him. Beside him, Lu Fengru looked at him. Tang Feng looked at him. Old Huang also looked at him. What did he mean? You're just a rank 7 martial artist. You're really arrogant. Everyone believed Fong Ping when he said he did not do it. If he really did it, this kid was so evil that he would not even mention it. Of course, Zhang Tao did not mention this. He probably would not say it either. Maybe he really forgot. Obviously, Yang Qing was insignificant in his eyes. Zhang Tao only knew now that Yang Qing was really dead. After thinking for a while, he said, Since you didn't mention this before, then let's pretend it didn't happen. He died in the hands of the catacombs' martial artists. This is fate. Let's settle the mineral vein first. I still have a lot of things to do. I don't have time to waste here. Old Zhang was very busy. Before he left, Fong Ping and the others were also anxious to settle the matter. On that day, Fong Ping and the others mobilized all the teachers and students in the school to move everything that could be moved from the southern area. Then, Old Zhang displayed his great strength again. He directly uprooted some of the tall buildings in the southern area and moved them aside. As for the mineral vein, It was now placed in Magic City's military zone. Old Zhang went back and forth between the two places. He cut a long section of the mineral vein essence and filled it under MCMAU. The underground was also sealed by a large number of energy crystals. After that, Zhang Tao expended a large amount of mentality and began to solidify those energy crystals. On one hand, it was to prevent a large amount of energy from overflowing. On the other hand, it was also for anti-theft purposes. Most people could not break into the solidified place at the apex. Zhang Tao also expended a lot of energy this time. Fang Ping had almost never seen someone overdraft like this. It was the first time he saw signs of old Zhang's face turning pale because of the large-scale solidification of energy crystals. He was slightly exhausted. Although Zhang Tao was a bit of a scammer, he was still reliable in critical moments. After spending a day, the matter of the mineral vein was finally settled. As for Fang Ping's own small section of the mineral vein, Fang Ping also cut it apart. He did not put it together with the big mineral vein, but placed it separately. Not only that, others were rebuilding the southern area. As for Fang Ping, he began to use a large number of energy crystals to build his own crystal palace. At this moment, Qin Fengqing and the others were so envious that their eyes were red. He had a small section of the mineral vein to himself. Moreover, Fang Ping built the mineral vein and his crystal palace as one. In the crystal palace, all the energy could be gathered without leaking. It could be said that in the whole of MCMAU, Fang Ping's crystal palace was the one with the richest energy. Not only that, other than the core mineral vein, Fang Ping filled his own small section of the energy stones, including the high-ranked ones from before and the low-ranked ones from later excavations. As a result, the energy in the crystal palace was so rich that it was about to liquefy. Qin Fengqing and the others took a look. None of them wanted to leave. Even though the house was not completed, most of them stayed there, unwilling to leave no matter what. As for Fang Ping, he did not have time to care about them. These fellows were not bad laborers. After handing over the task of perfecting the crystal palace to them, Fang Ping began to take inventory of his gains. This time, he had gained a lot from the battle with Skygate City. The remains of the Skygate tree, about 100 caddies of energy crystals, and trillions of energy stones. As for the rest of the distribution, Fang Ping did not want any of them. He exchanged them for energy stones in exchange for this section of the mineral vein. Zhang Tao approved of his distribution plan. Fang Ping's wealth had also increased by a large amount. Wealth, 250 million points vitality, 17,100 calories, 17,158 calories, mentality, 2,100 hertz, 2,149 hertz, destructive power, bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 100 cubic meters plus, energy shield, 1 point/minute plus aura simulation, 10 points/minute plus 2.5 trillion. At the end of this battle, Fang Ping's spoils were close to an astronomical figure of 2.5 trillion. He had privately dug out close to 600 billion energy stones. According to the distribution plan, the school had given him close to 2 trillion energy stones. In addition, there were the remains of the Skygate tree and 100 caddies of life essence. Logically, the total value was close to exceeding 3 trillion. However, the system estimated that there were some discounts. Some things were not calculated that much. Even so, Fang Ping had become rich overnight. Compared to before he set off, his wealth had doubled. Before the battle, his wealth had peaked at less than 130 million. Not only did his wealth increase, Fang Ping realized that he now had a shocking amount of good stuff on hand. He still had a few divine weapons. He still had a few accessories that could block mentality. The remains of the Sky Gate tree meant that it was a rank 9 divine weapon. On top of that, there were countless energy stones. At this time, Fong Ping finally did not feel the pinch. Previously, he had almost gone bankrupt. His heart was in so much pain. This time, Fong Ping had money. He was no longer reluctant to spend it. His storage space was still too small. Previously, he had been reluctant to expand it. This time, the remains of the Sky Gate tree were carried back by everyone. Expanding it by 1 cubic meter, according to his current points, was only 50,000 points. It was peanuts. Fong Ping was not careless. This time, he expanded his storage space by 1,000 cubic meters. He spent 45 million wealth points. However, Fong Ping felt that it was worth it. With such a large storage space, it was almost enough to store a complete rank 9 monster plant corpse in the future. A rank 9 monster beast was not a problem. He had come into contact with many rank 9s now. Fong Ping felt that it would not be too long before he could store a rank 9 corpse. Fong Ping used the remaining 5 million wealth points to repair the materialized object. Last time, the materialized object was almost destroyed by a rank 8 powerhouse. He did not have enough wealth points to repair it. Now he had money. When Fong Ping was done with these, it was almost the end of August. At this time, MCMAU new students had begun to arrive one after another. They were arranged to stay in the Magic Marshall Hotel. The school had also begun to prepare to welcome new students. This batch of new students was the most in all the years. More than 5,000 people. Almost everyone was a martial artist. Before the new students arrived, Fong Ping called the Martial Arts Association again. The ranking must be updated at the end of August. MCMAU wanted to welcome the new students in the most powerful manner. He wanted to let all the new students know that MCMAU was terrifyingly powerful, and he, Fong Ping, was also terrifyingly powerful. This time, the one who answered the phone was Vice President Liu. Fong Ping did not mince words. If the ranking was not updated by the end of August, he would go and collect the debt. He would ask all the grandmasters in MCMAU to collect the debt together. If President Liu could afford the 50 billion IOU, then he could consider not updating the ranking. Martial Arts Association. President Liu let out a long sigh. I've fallen into a trap. The last time he quoted 50 billion, he did not spend a single cent and got a divine weapon. As expected, there was no such thing as a free lunch in this world. The key point was that Fong Ping, that kid, was frighteningly scary now. He had killed a rank 8 with a saber. He was really no match for him. Moreover, the other party was petty. Since rank 5 until now, he had been pestering the Martial Arts Association. If he did not satisfy the other party this time, he was worried that it would be very dangerous when he went out in the future. Therefore, before school started, on the 28th of August, the Martial Arts Association updated the ranking again. This time, the change in the ranking was surprising, but not surprising. MCMAU had annihilated Sky Gate City. Their outstanding military service deserved this kind of treatment and change. Besides the battle in Tiannan, it had been many years since such a big event had happened. Chapter 637. On August 28th, the Guru list was updated. It had only been less than a month since the update on August 1st, but there had been a huge change in the rankings. McMao, Southern District, in the half-built Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace that Fong Ping had built had no other distinguishing feature except for one thing. It was tall, extremely high. Everyone suggested that he change his name to Crystal Tower. At this moment, on the top of the tower, Fong Ping held a list in his hand and laughed out loud. The Martial Arts Association is finally afraid. I knew you wouldn't dare to fool me this time. At this moment, the people beside him couldn't help but glance at him, all of them speechless. The crystal pagoda that Fong Ping built had a spire. Below the spire was a platform. At this moment, Fong Ping alone occupied the top of the tower. The rest of them could only stand on the platform at the side, which made them look shorter. Everyone was too lazy to say anything about Fong Ping's bad taste. Of course, the so-called crowd referred to three people, Li Hansong, Qin Fengqing, and Chen Yunxi. This time, Old Wang and Old Yao had obtained a lot of contribution points and exchanged them for a lot of good things. They had long since returned to their lair. Among the three of them now, Chen Yunxi did not feel anything. Li Hansong was indifferent, and Qin Fengqing was still waiting for Fong Ping to elevate his rank. Although he had criticized them countless times in his heart, his face was full of smiles. Hence, the atmosphere at the top of the pagoda was extremely harmonious. No one was surprised by Fong Ping's laughter. At this time, everyone was holding the new list in their hands. Among them, the 7th-level Grandmaster list had changed a lot. Fong Ping, third in rank, 7. There was no first place, because the rank 8 that Fong Ping had killed was not his contribution alone. That was why, even though he had killed a rank 8, he was still unable to become the number 1 rank, 7. However, being ranked third among rank 7 was a remarkable achievement. He had suppressed many peak rank 7 powerhouses. Peak rank 7 Lu Polu was only ranked 13th at the moment. Huang Jing, who was about to step into peak rank 7, had previously consumed the heavenly golden lotus, and his mentality had entered 3,000 hertz. Recently, he had been honing his skull and was only ranked 75th. Fong Ping, on the other hand, had surpassed everyone in one fell swoop and became the third rank 7. Naturally, he had reason to be happy. Other than the ranking, the most important thing was that Fong Ping's title had finally changed after all his hard work. Title, devil, just one word. It was a meaningful word. What kind of devil was a devil? MCMU's devil? The devil of demons? Crazy demon? Everyone had witnessed Fong Ping's prowess. The Martial Arts Association, including some experts, actually gave 3 words: demon, demon, and crazy. The reason why it gave a single word name was actually prepared for Fong Ping when he reached rank 8. Only the 8th rank could be called a king. Initially, Fong Ping was a freak. Everyone thought that freak was more suitable for him, but when they thought of the Demon King, they gave up on the idea. Fong Ping's craziness could not compare to his devilish nature. In many people's eyes, Fong Ping was indeed somewhat devilish. His rise was too fast, so fast that no one could keep up. Moreover, this fellow was a madman. There was no way to live without madness. Fong Ping took risks again and again, created major incidents time and time again, and pulled chestnuts out of the fire time and time again. A person like him could be called a maniac. On top of that, he was from MCMAU. In the end, the Martial Arts Association decided on a new title. This was also the martial artist who had changed the most titles so far. It also had something to do with Fong Ping's own style. It had always been ever-changing, so it was hard to pinpoint it. Now, the word devil, no matter how Fong Ping changed, could always be summed up with this word. Devil King Fong Ping. Not bad. Fong Ping roared with laughter. I am the Demon King, the king of demons and ghosts, the king of MCMAU, the great devil lord feared by everyone in the catacombs. One day, when I kill a true king, I want to have 2 titles. I'll be the great Demon King. Fong Ping laughed out loud. In the eyes of the catacombs martial artists, the Devil King was the hero of mankind. The only person with 2 titles in China was the heavenly King Zhenwang. heavenly king subduing could even suppress the heavens, but could he suppress a great demon king like him? Qin Fengqing mumbled. Demon, where is there a king? Rubik's Cube, your king character is still too early. Fang Ping turned his head to look at him. His gaze was unfriendly as he said viciously, I'll give you a chance to turn over a new leaf. Qin Fengqing pursed his lips, but he still chuckled and said, Congratulations, Demon King, for entering the 3rd rank of 7th rank. Actually, he still wanted to beat up the 2 presidents of the Martial Arts Association. With the demeanor of the Demon King, he would definitely get 1st place. 1st place? What the hell? Is the commander of the Northern Frontier Military Region comparable to you, the Demon King? 2nd place is the same. Donglin's governor is actually ranked 2nd, higher than you. There's no justice in this world. Has he killed a rank 8 before? Has he killed 7 rank 7s in one battle? Has he killed a double-digit number of rank 7s? What about you, Fang Ping? You've killed a double-digit number of rank 7s. In terms of strength, how could they be your opponent? It's only because they're older that they gave them some face. After all, they're people who are about to achieve rank 8. That's why you're ranked 3rd. Qin Fengqing was full of praise. As he praised, he said, Don't talk about being the 1st in rank 7, even if it's the 1st in rank 8. Not far away, Old Manly flashed past like the wind. Qin Fengqing shut his mouth immediately. Forget it. The 1st in rank 8 was this old man. He was very scary. Fang Ping was still too inexperienced to snatch the 1st place in rank 8. He dared not say it either. Recently, there was a bad atmosphere in MCMAU. The Grandmasters liked to eavesdrop on other people's conversations. Was there any privacy in this broken school? He heard that 2 days ago, a rank 9 powerhouse went to reunite with his ex-wife and was eavesdropped by 5 or 6 mentalities. He was so angry that he swore to kill a few of them. The current MCMAU was no longer the MCMAU of the past. If he said bad things about Old Li now, he might be hung at the school gate tomorrow. Qin Fengqing did not say anything else. Fang Ping smiled reservedly and said, Don't talk nonsense. Northern Borderline King Commander and Donglin's Governor Zhao. These 2 are also top-notch rank 7 powerhouses. In the past, Old Chun was the 1st rank 7, and these 2 are 2nd and 3rd. Now, he was only 1 step away from rank 8. Compared to them, I'm still lacking. Qin Fengqing was too lazy to say anything else. Fang Ping looked at Li Hansong again and said, Ironhead isn't bad either. He's ranked 182 among the rank 7 martial artists. It's not bad that he's ranked so high when he just entered rank 7. After saying that, he added, It's just that the title isn't too good. He doesn't even have Iron Fist anymore. He's directly turned into Vajra. Fang Ping sighed. You're going to call yourself a king in the future. King Vajra? King Kong. Always felt like a gorilla. Also, when you reach the impasse, maybe you won't be given a double title. Are you going to change it to Golden King, King of Steel, or Iron King? Fang Ping felt sorry for Li Hansong for a while. Li Hansong laughed foolishly, but in his heart, he was thinking if he should find a chance to beat up President Liu and the rest. Old Wang was still the best. He still had the same title, God of Bloody War. With the 2 words God of War, this was awesome. Ironhead felt that Old Wang must have beaten them up in private. Otherwise, Old Wang's battle record was not that strong. Why would he give Old Wang that title? As for Old Yao, his title was also pretty awesome, God-splitting spear. Yao Chengjuan's spear could destroy mentality. The saying of God splitting was true to its name. At this moment, a few of them had entered the rank 7 ranking list, but none of them entered the top 100. On the rank 8 ranking list, Old Man Li was still number 1. On the rank 9 ranking list, Wu Quishan only entered rank 9 at the beginning of June. Now, it was the end of August, but he was advancing one step a day. On the ranking list again, Snake King Wu Quishan was ranked 18 among the rank 9 martial artists, second only to Dragon King Lin Long. Dragon King 17. Snake King 18. The rankings between these two were next to each other. Perhaps soon Snake King would surpass Dragon King, surpassing the dragon. After looking at the ranking list, Fang Ping was still extremely satisfied. As for why he did not get first place among the rank 7, there were many reasons. On one hand, his rank was too low. On the other hand, it was related to his age. Moreover, Fang Ping's battle record of killing rank 7s was not too outstanding. Among the rank 7s he killed, the only peak rank 7 who had honed his skull only had 3 to 5 bones. A real peak rank 7 might have honed as many as 25 bones. Such a powerhouse had also been killed by rank 7s before. As for killing rank 8s, that did not count. With the help of many rank 7s, Fang Ping made a rank 8s lie down and let him hack them. Hacking them to death did not mean that Fang Ping's ability was out of this world. Giving him third place was also considered a well-deserved title. Even so, Fang Ping was still very satisfied. The key was that the title had changed. The word general was finally gone. This time, if there was another devil general, he was also prepared to hack people. MCMAU is getting stronger and stronger. Fang Ping sighed and chuckled. Qin Fengqin is not bad too. This time, he actually entered the rank 6 ranking list. With the ability of an early stage rank 6, ranking 99th rank 6 is already very good. Qin Fengqin pursed his lips and pretended not to hear. 99th? Who cared? Fang Ping said again, "It's a pity that I didn't give you a title. Otherwise, I think Baldy King is not bad." Cough, cough. Qin Fengqin coughed dryly and interrupted. "We'll talk about this later." "Fang Ping, let's double." Fang Ping's gaze was sharp. Beside him, Chen Yunqi glanced at the two of them curiously. Chen Yunqi, who had killed countless people on the battlefield previously, had once again returned to the state of an ignorant little girl here. She asked curiously, "Double what?" Fang Ping chuckled. "Both of us gained something. Our luck is not bad. Yunqi, you're almost middle stage rank 5, right?" "Yes." Chen Yunqi heard that and said happily, "My 6 viscera honing is almost complete. Fang Ping, cultivating here, is really too fast. However, this crystal pagoda is too simple. Fang Ping, do you want me to help you decorate it?" Fang Ping's crystal pagoda was currently not open to many people. The crystal pagoda had 9 floors. Each floor was about 50 square meters. The place was not too big. Even so, it had consumed more than half of the school's energy crystals. There were 9 floors. The higher the floor, the weaker the energy. The best place to cultivate was, in fact, the first floor. However, Fang Ping liked to sit on the top of the pagoda and watch the clouds rise and fall. These were Fang Ping's original words. In reality, everyone was not stupid. They all knew that he was acting cool. The crystal pagoda was about 30 meters tall. It was not the tallest building in the school. It was slightly lower than the school archives. However, the school archives was outside the southern area. This crystal pagoda was currently the tallest building in the southern area. If it were any other place, Fang Ping would be arrogant if he built such a tall building. He would not even pay attention to the vice-chancellor. In MCMAU, there were not many people who cared about him. Wu Quishan could not be bothered. He did not care how high he built it. Anyway, when he came to look for Fang Ping, he would not enter the door. He would come using flight step. Sure, up to you. Fong Ping had no objections. He said, it's enough for you to cultivate on the third floor. The energy in the lower 2 floors is too rich. When you break through middle stage and want to hone your meridians and flesh, you can go down a little. As for you guys, Fong Ping looked at Qin Fengqing and Ironhead and said, you guys can go underground to cultivate. If Ironhead goes, he can do it for free. This is the benefit of grandmasters. As for Qin Fengqing, Fong Ping looked at Qin Fengqing. Seeing the longing on his face, he smiled and said, when you break through to grandmaster, you can cultivate for free too. Before you break through, 10 million for a day of cultivation. It's not much. Qin Fengqing nodded hurriedly. He had no objections. He would owe it for now. Master Qin had no money at the moment. As for this time, he had obtained 150,000 merit points. Theoretically, it was worth a lot. However, he had used it to exchange for a chance to improve. It was equivalent to gaining nothing this time. He had only obtained some energy stones, which were almost spent recently. Fong Ping did not continue talking about this. Chun Yunqi asked, Yuan called me yesterday. She asked when you're going back. I'm not going back. Fong Ping shook his head. I still have a lot of things to do. I'll go back after I'm done. Okay, then Yuan's enrollment this time. Fong Ping heard this and laughed. Treat everyone the same. Do what needs to be done. Of course, she can go to the 9th floor to cultivate here. About the catacombs, should we lock her down? Fong Ping thought for a moment and said, no need. Since she insists on entering MCMAU, she'll attend whatever classes everyone else attends. Also, I've already discussed it with the Vice-Chancellor. MCMAU will rear some monsters in captivity, low-ranked monsters. In the future, the southern area will build a monster combat room. Actual combat will no longer be limited to humans. It will include battles against monsters. Low-ranked monsters have no intelligence at all. They only know how to kill. Monsters are stronger than martial artists. If they can kill monsters, they can kill catacombs martial artists. Not only that, this time when we took down Skygate City, we harvested a lot of herbs and seeds. In the past, it was difficult for us to plant them because of the lack of energy. Now that there's a mineral vein underground in the southern area, we don't lack energy anymore. We'll try to plant these treasures in the future and cultivate MCMAU's herb garden. This includes the 100 honing fruit. It didn't grow when we transplanted it last time. This time, I transplanted its roots into the core area of the mineral vein. Maybe it can grow. Fong Ping sighed. If we can get a lot of 100 honing fruits, honing the internal organs will be easy. In the 3 lower ranks, the rich energy and pills can help everyone hone quickly. In the 3 middle ranks, rank 4 and 5 can use the 100 honing fruit, meridian molding flower, and other energy plants to speed up honing. I believe that MCMAU will enter the era of all middle ranks soon. Everyone's faces were full of joy. Qin Fengqing rejoiced for a while, then said bitterly, Fong Ping, it's the 28th. Since returning on the 20th, he had been a little impatient. In the end, Fong Ping was busy with this and that. He had not even started dual cultivation yet. Fong Ping glanced at him, feeling a little helpless. What was this guy in such a hurry for? Although he felt that this guy was a hindrance, Fong Ping had no intention of going back on his word, since he had promised. Now that he had entered middle stage rank 7, his strength had increased greatly. Compared to the past, the speed at which he could seal the door would also increase exponentially. It was too easy for a rank 7 martial artists to help a rank 6 martial artists seal the door. Fong Ping even began to consider whether he should help others on a large scale. However, after some thought, He gave up on the idea. If he really displayed such an ability, Fang Ping guaranteed that even Zhang Tao would send him countless rank 6 martial artists to help him seal the door. Then he would not be able to do anything else in the future. Moreover, that would also consume wealth. Okay? I'll help you later. As Fang Ping said this, beside him, Li Hansong also said, Fang Ping, I have something to tell you. The few of them were all at the top of the tower today, not just to watch Fang Ping show off. Hearing that, Fang Ping nodded slightly, glanced at Chen Yunxi and Li Hansong, and said, You guys go ahead first. I'll have a chat with Iron Head. There's still something in my life gate that I can't take out. Li Hansong waited for them to leave, scratching his head, saying, When I broke through, the divine armor jumped out. I saw something inside, but it seems to be very far away, deep inside the door. I can't get it. Fang Ping, do you have a way to help me get it? I don't think so. Fang Ping shook his head, saying, This still depends on you. When you're strong enough, it shouldn't be a problem. Is that a storage ring deep inside the door? I'm quite interested in this stuff now. It should be. Fang Ping was also not sure, saying casually, and then said, Don't panic about this. It's okay if there's none. After school starts this time, are you interested in making a trip to Star Town? In the past, we haven't reached high ranks, but now we're all here. Star Town has invited us a few times before. Do you want to go and take a look? Li Hansong chuckled, saying, Sure, I want to go to Star Town to take a look too. I've always heard that there are resurrected martial artists in Star Town, but I've only heard of them, never seen them. This time, it'll be good to go and take a look. Maybe I can even find my lost brothers, Fang Ping denied, saying, It's hard to say. Actually, the resurrected ancient martial artists might not be the same batch. Fang Ping guessed. Star Town has long gathered a large number of resurrected martial artists. The people in Star Town might know the origins of this batch of ancient martial artists. But the few of us, the other party might not know. Minister Zhang also said that we're a little different from them. Jiang Chao also said that among the resurrected martial artists in Star Town, many of their cultivation speed is actually not fast. The fast ones are only around rank 8 now. I don't think there are any rank 9. Ironhead, do you think rank 9 is a shackle for us? Li Hansong said confidently, Of course not. Before we were resurrected, we were at least in the impasse realm. Not to mention the absolute peak. I think rank 9 is not difficult. Having said that, he added, You're definitely above the absolute peak. Oh, right. Can your imperishable substance still be restored? Previously, when Fang Ping had released so much imperishable substance, even he was shocked. Not to mention, Fang Ping was so extravagant that he even used imperishable substance to build the materialized object. That day, everyone had seen his materialized object. It was also because they were all his own people that no one spread the news. If outsiders had seen it, they might have already caused a huge uproar. Using imperishable substance to build a materialized object. How extravagant! I should be able to. Fang Ping laughed, thought for a while, and said, Then after school starts and settle the school's matters, let's go to Star Town together to take a look. Okay. After Fang Ping finished talking, the news that he had ascended to the 3rd place on the rank 7 ranking list had also spread all over the world. At the end of July, Fang Ping broke through and entered rank 7. At the beginning of August, he entered the middle of the ranking list. At the end of August, a month after Fang Ping's breakthrough, he entered the top 3 of rank 7. The outside world was shocked. At the same time, some other news also shocked people. Fang Ping and his generation had really completely risen up. The 4 prodigies who were still participating in the student championship in 2009 had all broken through and become grandmasters. Among them, Nanjiang Wang Jinyang was officially NMAU's honorary vice-chancellor. Similar to Lu Polu, he was not an official vice-chancellor. The official vice-chancellor was still the rank 6 vice-chancellor of NMAU. Even so, as the only grandmaster-level powerhouse in NMAU, Wang Jinyang also had the biggest say in NMAU and officially began to lead NMAU. Yao Chungjun was the dean of FMS's Combat Finger School. Fang Ping was MCMAU's vice-chancellor. If Li Hansong was in CCMAU, he might have become a dean or vice-chancellor at this moment. However, in MCMAU, Li Hansong did not hold these positions, but was the deputy dean of the School of Weaponry. It was just a title. At this moment, MCMAU's School of Weaponry was full of powerhouses. Dean Li Changsheng, there were 3 deputy deans, Lu Fengru, Tang Feng, and Li Hansong. There were 4 grandmaster powerhouses in MCMAU's Combat Finger School. In MCMAU's Combat Finger School, Luo Yichuan had already started his closed-door training. After this battle, he was not far from rank 7. MCMAU spent resources to exchange for 3 stalks of dark moon grass for him. His breakthrough would only take a month or 2. Zhang Jianhong was no longer guarding the Magic City catacombs. She returned to the school as the deputy dean of the Combat Finger School and also started her closed-door training. He was also at the Mentality Vitality Unity realm. The older powerhouse, Su Guqing, had also broken through to the Mentality Vitality Unity realm in this battle. This time, he was also digesting the benefits of the battle, and there was hope for rank 7. The others, such as Chen Zhenhua and Hu Mingyi, had also started breaking through to the Mentality Vitality Unity realm. As for the peak rank 6 powerhouses, MCMAU had 2 more people. For a moment, it seemed like in MCMAU, those who had not reached rank 7 were not qualified to be school leaders. Among the students, CLA had broken through and entered upper stage rank 5. This thrice-honed martial artist had suffered a huge blow in this battle. His girlfriend died in the catacombs. This made CLA completely silent, and he could not be seen in the school. He did not go to the catacombs. CLA spent all his merits and credits and chose to enter the core mineral vein area to cultivate. This time, he planned to finish honing his flesh and enter peak rank 5 before coming out of closed-door training. Otherwise, he would not come out of closed-door training. Fu Changding, Zhao Xuemei, Zhao Lei, and the others also entered the mineral vein to cultivate, preparing to enter rank 5. Instructor Song Ingji also had an unexpected gain this time. He closed the second door and entered upper stage rank 6. He began to prepare for the new student's admission. Old Song decided that he must take Fang Yuan as his student. Not only did he take Fang Yuan, but he also wanted his daughter to be his student. Old Song was now calculating that Kid Fang Ping had a crystal pagoda that belonged to him, and the energy there was extremely rich. He did not give it to his sister to cultivate. If he gave it to his sister, not only was his daughter his sister's classmate, in the same sect, in the same class, the same age, they were also good friends. Under these circumstances, if Fang Yuan brought Songya along to cultivate, would Fang Ping have the nerve to not give it to her? That kid alone took 1/3 of the mineral vein. The school's 2/3 now had to satisfy thousands of students and instructors. How many people did he have on his side? Songya had just entered rank 1. No matter how much she absorbed, she would only absorb an insignificant amount of energy. Old Song was calculating. Little did he know that this batch of new student instructors was as smart as a ghost. There were at least 80 instructors who were calculating like this, if not 100. This kid Fang Ping was a real rich man. In the past, he did not show off his wealth. If he did, it would be gone soon. Now, it was a fixed mineral vein there. No one had any objections to giving this part of the mineral vein to Fong Ping. That was earned by Fong Ping's own merits. Moreover, giving Fong Ping the mineral vein and burying it under MCMAU, Fong Ping might not leave MCMAU for the rest of his life, unless he really wanted to leave and dig away the mineral vein. Otherwise, with that kid's personality, would he be willing to give this up and leave on his own? However, if Fong Ping was not rank 9, would he be able to dig away a peak-level solidified mineral vein? With these calculations in mind, the new student instructors of Year 10 were all rubbing their palms together. Each of them was full of gunpowder when they met. Even the recruitment signboard was ready. Female twice-honed martial artists only, below 18 years old, excluding 18 years old. This was still considered reliable. Some instructors who were not so reliable added a few sentences as long as they have a small round face. It's best if their surname can be Fong. Now, the instructors were about to fight before the new semester had even begun. Fong Ping was completely unaware of all this. He could not do anything about Qin Fengqing. He could only take advantage of these 2 days to help him increase his rank. Increasing his rank was not a problem. The problem was that this guy was really disgusting. He kept moaning and yelling that it felt so good. His voice was especially loud. Both of them cultivated under the Crystal Tower. Chun Yunqi was on the 3rd floor. She often stomped on the Crystal Tower. The Crystal Tower that had only been built for a few days almost had a big hole in the 3rd floor. Chapter 638. September 1st, Wednesday, the 2010 cohort had the most new students. There were 50-50 in total, slightly more than the fixed quota of 5,000. 50 of them belonged to those who had connections. On this day, MCMAU reopened. The school gates had not opened yet. At this moment, there was a sea of people outside. There were students and parents. Fong Yuan tidied up her martial arts uniform excitedly and said softly, "Mom, Dad, you guys go back first. I'm already a grown-up. I'm not a child anymore." Fong Mingrong chuckled. "How old are you? You're only 16 at most. Besides, we're so close to each other. Would it be embarrassing for you to send you home?" "No." Fong Yuan shook her head quickly and said softly, "But I'm already a martial artist. It's embarrassing for my parents to send me to school." Brother also said that parents aren't allowed in. "Your brother hasn't been home for a few days." Beside her, Li Yueying was both proud and heartbroken. She said softly, "He's already the vice-chancellor. He didn't even come home to tell us the good news. Everyone says he's been busy lately. Now that he's a leader, he'll be busy." Their son had become the vice-chancellor of Sino Nation's #1 martial arts university at the age of 20. The old couple was extremely proud. However, after becoming a leader, their son seemed to be even busier. Their home was in Magic City, not far away. They had not been home for a few days. As the family of 3 chatted, a martial arts university student flew over from the school gates and said loudly, "Parents aren't allowed in. You can visit after school starts." As soon as he finished speaking, the student seemed to have seen Fong Yuan's family. He nodded slightly at them, his attitude much friendlier. Fong Yuan had been to MCMAU a few times. Many people knew her. Soon, the school gates opened and students entered one after another. The parents were waiting outside. No one went in. There was no noise either. At the school gates, a few young students were flying through the air, checking things out. Unlike previous years, most of the new students were rank 1 martial artists. This year, the lowest level was rank 2. There were many rank 3 and 4 martial artists. At the back of the crowd, there were 2 rank 5 students holding the fort. This year's students were almost all martial artists. There were even rank 4 martial artists among them. Teaching the new students a lesson was also the practice of the old students. This practice was only broken during Fong Ping's cohort. Fong Ping had risen to prominence before the old students could teach the new students a lesson. Macmao, as soon as they entered the campus, many people took a deep breath. Someone said softly, "I feel refreshed. Is this because of the rich energy?" It should be. I heard from my father that MCMAU managed to obtain tens of tons of energy or this time. The ore vein is underground, dozens of tons. My grandfather said, a few hundred tons. I think it's more than that. My uncle said that there are 10,000 tons of ore veins. Everyone, let's not talk about this for now. I heard from my sister that the seniors are going to show their strength to us. Do you think there will be seniors coming to challenge us? What's there to be afraid of? We're all students. I'm also a rank, too. The old students might not be stronger than me. As soon as he said this, a group of 100 martial artists in red martial arts uniforms passed by. Silence! The leading martial artist bellowed, his body surging with a baleful aura. Behind him, the chi and blood of the 100 martial artists soared into the sky. The young man who said he was rank 2 gulped. They were both middle ranks. Forget it. If I'm going to be taught a lesson, so be it. There were more than 100 middle ranks. It would not be too difficult for them to defeat 5,000 of them. At the back of the crowd, a young man and a young woman were discussing in low voices. Third brother, MCMAU is really strong. The one who spoke was a little girl. She looked around curiously as she muttered to herself. The young man who was called third brother suppressed his curiosity and did not look around with his sister. Instead, he said sternly, "Ashwe, don't move around." Grandpa said that we should be careful when we come to MCMAU this time. He said that MCMAU Fong Ping might cause us trouble. Zhang Shui giggled. Third brother, you're not afraid, are you? MCMAU is also under Grandpa's control. Before she finished speaking, the rank 5 martial artist in front of the crowd shouted, "Don't whisper." Those two, do they think that they can ignore the school rules just because they're middle-ranked martial artists? Vice Chancellor Fong has been building the Crystal Tower recently and is in need of middle-ranked labor. Both of you report after this and help to refine energy crystals. Zhang Shui and Zhang An were dumbfounded. We've just enrolled. No, we haven't even gone through the procedures. We've just enrolled. Why did they target us so quickly? Grandpa said that MCMAU's Fong Ping was very narrow-minded and would most likely take revenge on them. He also said that it would be best if they applied for CCMAU and went to MCMAU. Grandpa was not in Magic City. He had always been in Capital City. Moreover, this targeting was too obvious. The two of them wanted to say something, but stopped. The leader of the Martial Arts Society was none other than Zhao Lei, who had just come out of closed-door cultivation. At this moment, Zhao Lei was filled with satisfaction. In the past, he had been bullied by Fong Ping to the point of being beaten up every day. Now, Fong Ping did not beat him up anymore. However, he had specially taken care of the 2 middle-ranked martial artists this time and asked them to take care of him. As soon as these words came out, Zhao Lei knew what he meant. Fong Ping was going to bully someone again. He had been bullied by Fong Ping for a long time and had never had the chance to take revenge. Now that he had the chance, he could use it to bully the newbies. It was very satisfying. Zhao Lei was feeling very good, but he said, "In MCMAU, everyone is treated equally. Don't think that you can do whatever you want in MCMAU just because your elders are strong. This is a school. Everyone is equal. In this place, strength speaks. If the two of you think you can defeat me, then you can cancel the energy crystal refining mission." As soon as he said this, Zhang and Zhang Shui looked at each other. Both of them had already entered middle stage rank 4, but the other party was a rank 5 martial artist. How could they defeat him? Seeing that the two of them did not respond, Zhao Lei felt a little regretful. It was a pity that he did not find a chance to beat them up. He ignored the two of them, even though he knew that they most likely had a powerful background. An 18-year-old middle-ranked martial artist probably had a mine in their family. It did not matter if they had a background. In MCMAU, if something happened, there would naturally be powerhouses to protect them. If Fang Ping could not protect them, there was still Dean Li and Vice Chancellor Wu. After entering MCMAU, family background was useless. Of course, the county magistrate was not as good as the person in charge. It was still useful. When he saw Fang Yuan's curious face among the crowd, Zhao Lei flashed a kind smile. This girl's family background was useful. Other people's grandfather's generation was powerful, their father's generation was powerful, but this girl's big brother was powerful, and he was famous for being narrow-minded. He still had to control them. He had to be more polite. After laughing for a while, Zhao Lei said again, "This time, MCMAU has recruited the most students and also the strongest batch. Not only are there middle-rank students, but there are also many rank 2 and 3 students. The others are almost all rank 1 martial artists. However, after entering MCMAU, no matter how strong you are, you still have to abide by the rules. In the Grandmaster ranking, MCMAU has 8 people on the list. In the rank 6 ranking, MCMU has 6 people on the list. In the rank 5 ranking, 6 people on the list. In the rank 4 ranking, 11 people on the list. If everyone thinks that you can defeat these people, then you don't have to come to MCMAU anymore. The school has made many arrangements for the new students this time." At this point, Zhao Lei said loudly, "Everyone, go and handle the admission procedures first, and get your dormitories assigned. You only have half an hour. After half an hour, everyone will gather at Field 1. Everyone is a martial artist, and martial artists are also a group of people who value efficiency the most. No procrastination, no delay." Let me remind everyone, Vice Chancellor Fang thinks that 5,050 people this year are too many. For those who are late or can't show up, 50 of them will be eliminated, in line with the school's admission standards. Zhao Lei said Vice Chancellor Fang, and Vice Chancellor Fang at every turn. Yang Xiaoman, who was standing next to him, had a look of disdain on her face. Zhao Lei, this bastard, was really shameless now. Not only Zhao Lei, Yang Xiaoman was thinking more about Qin Fengqing. That old senior, the current instructor Qin, was the most shameless. Every now and then, he would shout, "Vice Chancellor Fang has instructions. Grandmaster Fang is mighty. Congratulations to Grandmaster Fang." When she thought of Qin Fengqing, Yang Xiaoman was speechless to the extreme. How did this guy get into the ranks of instructors? She heard that the school forbade him from accepting students, probably because they were afraid that he would lead the students astray. While she was still thinking about it, the thousands of students in front of her were already running toward the registration area. Among the crowd, Fang Yuan ran slightly slower. Zhao Lei suddenly stopped her, chuckling and handing over a key, saying, "Fang Yuan, your procedures are done. This is your dormitory key." "Huh." Fang Yuan looked surprised. "Was it done?" Zhao Lei smiled and said, "It's done. Assigning dormitories is a small matter. Next, assigning schools and instructors is the important thing." Student Fang Yuan, there are many instructors enrolled this year, about 200 in total. Among them, rank SIXS are the strongest, but being strong does not mean that they can teach well. Although rank 5 instructor Zhou Liang's ability is only at rank 5, the quality of his teaching is extremely high. Peak rank for instructor Wang Hao, although he just graduated, he used to be my senior and has rich teaching experience. We learn a lot from Senior Wang. Instructor Wang Hao's teacher is Dean Tang Feng. Dean Tang is also a powerhouse on the Grandmaster ranking. He will also teach you often Zhao Lei recommended 4 instructors in a row. Under Feng Yuan's dazed gaze, he led them away. Halfway there, Yang Xiaoman could not help but ask, "Did you receive a bribe?" Zhao Lei chuckled. "Don't talk nonsense. Am I that kind of person?" However, Instructor Zhou Liang promised to lend me the 100 honing fruit he obtained previously if I pass him a letter. Lend it to me, understand? Senior Wang said that if I pass him a letter, he can spare me an hour of his cultivation time in the underground core mine. Yang Xiaoman rolled her eyes and said exasperatedly, "The instructors are all crazy. Is Fang Ping's sister that easy to teach? Aren't they afraid that Fang Ping will be worse?" Cough, cough. Zhao Lei coughed dryly. "Don't talk nonsense. Don't you know what's going on in the school?" Yang Xiaoman was embarrassed when she heard this. She said hatefully, "How can the school have such evil practices? As a grandmaster, how dare they use their mentality to spy on other people's privacy?" When I was bathing, Zhao Lei's interest was piqued. He asked curiously, "You were spied on, Feng?" "It wasn't him." Yang Xiaoman denied it immediately. She then said angrily, "It was Dean Lu." She said she sensed something and came over to take a look. She did not even want to say it, but old Lu still clicked his tongue. His figure was not good. Yang Xiaoman was about to go crazy. "You're the one with a bad figure. This situation in the school must be stopped. She must report this to the Martial Arts Society and let Yunxi protest." How were the girls supposed to live if the Grandmaster's mentality snooped on them? Fortunately, the few male Grandmasters in the school were not interested in snooping on the girls. Who knew if they were snooping and did not notice? Zhao Lei listened to her and said indifferently, "Dean Lu saw it, so what? It's nothing." Yang Xiaoman rolled her eyes at him. "Be careful of Dean Lu spying on you and having bad thoughts. You'll be crying when that happens." Field number 1. Fang Ping could not help but glance at Lu Fengru. Lu Fengru humphed. "I was observing you bastards. I just happened to see her bathing. You bastards, if you dare to snoop with your mentality again, don't blame me for being rude." Beside her, Old Man Li yawned. "I didn't use my mentality to snoop." "Get lost." Lu Fengru looked annoyed. "Yes, you didn't use your mentality. This old man's myriad Tao is 1. Vitality force can be used as mentality, and the range of snooping is wider." Fang Ping said innocently, "Instructor, I'm not that kind of person." "You get lost too." Lu Fengru stared at him. "Even Wu Quishan couldn't notice your mentality when you hid your aura. Earlier, he said he always felt that someone was snooping on us. It was you, wasn't it?" Fang Ping denied. "Absolutely not." Having said that, he said righteously, "The school can't encourage this kind of evil. From today onwards, we'll set the rules. High-ranked martial artists are not allowed to use their mentality to snoop on the school." Beside him, Tang Feng's expression was gloomy. He said angrily, "I'm patrolling the school normally. Can't you people follow the rules?" "Old man," Li continued to yawn. He said lightly, "You patrolled the school. How did you almost patrol old Wu's bed?" Tang Feng saw Lu Fengru glaring at him. He said sullenly, "I saw their mentality snooping over there. I thought something happened, so I followed them." "Dean Lu, am I that kind of person? Besides, even if I wanted to, I wouldn't look at you." Lu Fengru's gaze was extremely dangerous. What did she mean? Tang Feng kept his mouth shut. He felt a little tired. "Nonsense. Would I dare?" "You're a tigress yourself. Your ex-husband is a rank 9 vice-chancellor. Why would I snoop on you?" I'm really innocent. That day, old Li and the other shameless people all snooped over. He really thought something happened, so he followed them. Now, I can't reason with him anymore. Fong Ping was also filled with emotion. He said, "Now I understand Minister Zhang a little." The feeling of eavesdropping was quite satisfying, hearing some little secrets that others thought outsiders did not know, but he knew. That feeling. Cough, cough. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. Old Zhang had been eavesdropping for so many years. He might know a whole basket of secrets, just like himself. How many days had he been doing this? Now he already knew many little secrets. For example, a certain female student had a crush on him. For example, a certain instructor wanted to develop a relationship with Bai Ruoshi. For example, Vice Chancellor Liu. It seemed like he had not bathed for 10 years. How scary! Old Liu looked like he did not care. That was even scarier. Sigh, I can't do this kind of thing often. I'm afraid I can't keep it a secret. Fong Ping sighed in his heart. Very quickly, he said seriously, from now on, high-ranked martial artists will patrol once every 7 days. Each shift will be changed. Those who are in closed-door training will be replaced by the next. Non-on-duty high-ranked martial artists are not allowed to snoop on mentality anymore. This kind of thing must be curbed. There are many high-ranked martial artists in the school. Some rules must be established. In the past, there were not many high-ranked powerhouses in the school, so there was no such requirement. However, not now. Rules must be established. It's fine for us. Ironhead is so young and full of youthful vigor. If he snooped on female students, beside him, Li Hansong looked innocent. What does it have to do with me? I've never done such a thing. But forget it. If Fong Ping said so, I will not refute him. Let him say whatever he wants. Fong Ping said so. Everyone had no objections. However, everyone looked at him. Lu Fengra humphed. Brat, if you dare to hide your aura and peep again, I will spread the news of you peeping on female students in the school. Fong Ping's expression was dark. He wanted to incriminate her. Am I that kind of person? There's no justice in this world. Lu Fengra's ability was not as good as his now. How dare she come up with such a dirty trick? Fong Ping mumbled. Everyone had sharp ears and eyes. How could they not hear? You and Vice Chancellor should give birth to a little junior brother and sister for me. First, Lu Fengra's expression was dark. She could not be bothered with him. Wu Quishan had just gone to Skygate City yesterday. MCMAU wanted to turn Skygate City into an MCMAU cultivation site. It was not that easy. These few days, Wu Quishan frequently went in and out of the catacombs and was making arrangements. However, ever since he killed the Skygate City Lord, old Wu still wanted to do it. Previously, he did not avenge his daughter. Both of them did not have this intention. However, now that they had avenged their daughter, it would be difficult when Lu Fengru reached rank 8 if they did not give birth now. A rank 8 Grandmaster was a true inhuman martial artist. It was as difficult as ascending to the heavens to conceive a descendant after achieving a golden body. If both of them were above rank 8, it would be even more difficult. While everyone was chatting, the new students entered field one after another. At this moment, the rostrum was filled with Grandmaster powerhouses. Below the stage, some of the new students recognized a few Grandmasters. Many of them were excited. That's Mad Lion Tangfeng, Dean. Wu Wudi, Dean Liu. That's Dean Li, the #1 golden body in rank 8. I heard that Dean Li is extremely powerful, comparable to a Grandmaster. That's CCMAU's graduate, King Kong Li, Dean Li Hansong. Look, that's Vice Chancellor Fong Ping. He's only 20 years old. My grandfather is full of admiration when he talks about Vice Chancellor Fong. I heard that he's going to be a devil king soon. A rank 8 king? Not so fast, right? I think so. How long has Vice Chancellor Fong been cultivating? Only 2 years. Unbelievable. Below the stage, everyone was discussing fervently. Among the crowd, Fang Yuan's face was flushed with excitement. I've enrolled. Now that I've enrolled in MCMAU, Fong Ping School, I can see my big brother every day. Hearing the students around her praising her big brother, Fang Yuan's heart was filled with joy. The girl did not have time to get excited. On the stage, Fong Ping said slowly, "Silence!" After waiting for the students to quiet down, Fong Ping looked around and said, "Many people enroll in MCMAU to improve their abilities. They think that once they enter MCMAU, they will have a bright future. Some of the elders in their families are middle-ranked martial artists, so they might know more. I don't care why you're here or why you practice martial arts. However, today, the first day of school, I want to tell everyone that just a few days ago, in the middle of last month, MCMAU lost 125 instructors and 122 students in battle. All the instructors are middle-ranked martial artists, and 31 students are middle-ranked. The weakest is rank 2. At this moment, let me ask you, are you still willing to stay in MCMAU? This is not the first time such casualties have occurred, and it won't be the last. In MCMAU, things like this will happen more and more often." Fong Ping did not care about the audience's reaction. He said calmly, "When MCMAU asks you to fight, whether you're willing or not, you must fight. This is a martial artist's responsibility, and the responsibility of MCMAU's instructors and students." That day, you only saw MCMAU's instructors and students praising you. Who would have known that it was built with the blood and flesh of countless people? Every resource you use, every pill you eat, contains the blood of martial artists. In the past, the teaching of martial arts universities was relatively gentler. But now, everything is different. If you want to enter politics, business, or the military after you graduate, you'll have to bleed to find a good future. In this war, more than 200 instructors and students died. Students, are you sure you want to stay in MCMAU? Below the stage, Fang Yuan covered her mouth to stifle her scream. So many people died. A few days ago, MCMAU's instructors and students used the flight step and circled Magic City. Everyone knew that MCMAU had won the war, but they did not know that so many instructors and students had died. At this moment, many people's expressions changed. Was it so dangerous to be an MCMAU student? Someone could not help but ask, is the evil sect really that powerful? Fong Ping said mildly, "It's more powerful than you think. MCMAU's death rate is relatively low. Actually, all of you have a better way out. Now that you're all martial artists, you don't necessarily have to enter a martial arts university or the military department. With your conditions, you might have a better way out if you go to the society. It's safer too. But in MCMAU, everyone, life and death are decided in an instant." The students fell silent. They were still young and had not seen much of the world. At this moment, hearing Fong Ping's words, everyone was at a loss and helpless. What should they do? Some were at a loss, while others were determined. They said loudly, "I came to MCMAU to kill the enemy." "That's right. Me too. I was going to join the army, but I heard that MCMAU won the war. That's why I came to MCMAU. I want to join the MCMAU team too." "You're full of passion," Fong Ping smiled and said, "but if you really want to do it, that might not be the case. I took a look at everyone here. They're all martial artists. 2 middle ranks, 12 rank 3s, and 62 rank 2s. The rest are all rank 1 martial artists. You can say that this kind of strength is extremely powerful, even comparable to the strength of all the students in some martial arts universities. The new students have this kind of strength. You're very confident and proud. However, you don't need this in MCMAU. Everyone, are you sure you want to stay? Yes, you must stay. We finally got into MCMAU. How can we just leave like this? Everyone was making a ruckus. Fong Ping's smile grew brighter. He laughed and said, "Instructor Qin, let's get to work." As soon as he said that, a person treading air came from afar. Without another word, he threw a rank 3 ancient wolf beast next to the siblings Zhang and Zhang Shui. Roar! The ancient wolf beast that was thrown let out a wild roar, and then it clawed at the two of them. At this moment, the 2 rank 4 martial artists saw the ancient wolf beast's giant red eyes, and for a moment, they were so scared that they started trembling. The students around them were also in a complete mess. On the rostrum, Huang Jingwei frowned slightly. "Is this appropriate?" Fong Ping rubbed his chin and smiled. "It's fine. If we really want to kill it, there are so many of us. We can kill it easily. The key is that there are too many martial artists this time, and there are too many people. Honestly, with so many people, there are good and bad people mixed in. MCMAU is not a place where you can enter just because you have the ability. MCMAU's resources are hard to come by. To be honest, I have no problem with scaring a bunch of people into quitting school. Otherwise, in the end, if we waste resources and cultivate a bunch of weaklings, who can we reason with? 2 middle ranks, 12 rank 3s, thousands of rank 1s, and 1s. Honestly, this kind of strength is more than enough to kill a rank 5 monster. Of course, they're new students after all, so the requirements can't be too high. If 2 rank 4 martial artists really unleash their strength, crushing a rank 3 monster is a piece of cake." Old Manly glanced at him and sighed. "Aren't you afraid that old Zhang will kill you?" Fong Ping, this kid, directly asked Qin Fengqin to throw the monster next to the siblings. It was probably the first time the siblings had seen a monster. They were so scared that their legs almost went limp. The rank 3 monster went berserk at this time, its sharp claws directly clawing at the 2 of them. Neither of them had any reaction. Fong Ping said softly, "This is Department Head Zhang's own choice. If his descendants really don't want to enter the catacombs, who can object? No one has the right to object, but he still let his grandchildren enter MCMAU. If that's the case, then teach them a lesson. These 2 are not new martial artists, but rank 4 martial artists. If they're new martial artists, then it's nothing but 2 rank 4 martial artists, and both of them are middle stage. Even if they're really vitality martial artists, at least they won't be killed by a rank 3 monster, right?" As Fong Ping spoke, the monster had already clawed at Zhang En's arm, causing blood to flow profusely. Zhang En was a little flustered, but he was not so useless that he was paralyzed with fear. At this moment, he had already begun to fight back. Some of the rank 1 martial artists on the periphery, on the other hand, were really seeing this for the first time. Many of them were so scared that they screamed. Fong Ping picked his ear and laughed. "From now on, everyone will probably have to call me the Devil King. There's no other way. The time is too short. Otherwise, I'd want everyone to slowly get used to it." As he said that, Fong Ping looked at Qin Fengqin in the sky and shouted, "Catch a few more." "No problem." Qin Fengqin laughed and left quickly. This time, the school was preparing to rear some monsters. Wu Quishan had gone to the catacombs a few times and caught some low-ranked monsters. As a rank 9 powerhouse, catching a few low-ranked monsters was not a problem. Qin Fengqing went to catch monsters, while Fang Ping's gaze fell on his sister in the crowd. When he saw Fang Yuan gritting her teeth and running toward Zhang and his sister, he suddenly sighed. Lu Fengru and the others were also looking at Fang Yuan. Seeing this scene, Old Man Li chuckled. "You have a good sister. I'd rather she choose to run away." Fang Ping's gaze was deep. He said softly, "The bravery of an ignorant man. How can a rank, one martial artist fight a rank, 3 monster? Can't you tell who's stronger and who's weaker? Stupid girl, you don't know how to use your brain at all. Although I, Fang Ping, am rash, unless it's a desperate situation, I always plan before I act." Before he could finish, Fang Yuan suddenly shouted, "Yuan Ping Club sisters, kill the enemy with me. Coming. President, we're here. President, we can't beat them. President." Fang Ping's face was blank. After a while, he could not help but growl in a low voice. Where did she get the Yuan Ping Club? Didn't her 5,000 Yuan Ping Club members disband? At this moment, among these students, more than 50 people responded. Fang Ping was almost dumbfounded. Where did she come from? Old Man Li was also shocked. Soon, he could not help but laugh. Isn't that Hong Yu? Below, Song Yingji was also confused. How did his daughter become a Yuan Ping Club member? This kid Fang Ping, it was one thing for him to recruit a Ping Yuan Club in school, but what did his sister do? Fang Ping understood now, and his head hurt. So, this girl had also recruited a group of people from MCMEU-affiliated high school? No, that was not right. This year, there seemed to be girls from Sun City who got into MCMAU. Fang Ping glanced at them. He did not know if there were people from Sun City among these people. Nonsense. Fang Ping was helpless. Although he was helpless, he had to admit that people with an organization were much more organized than those without. Soon, about 30 people gathered around Fang Ping. These people began to test the monster that was still attacking the 2 middle-ranked martial artists, trying to attack it. Looking at his sister in front of the crowd, Fang Ping sighed again. After a while, he said, "Instructor, I'm starting to regret it." Beside him, Lu Fengru said softly, "If you want to protect your family, you have to be stronger. You won't be like me all these years, unable to even take revenge. You won't be like Wu Quishan, who saw your senior sister killed with his own eyes." Fang Ping did not say anything. He sank into silence. Genius in a second. Remember website. Mobile version. Chapter 639. On the field, Qin Fengqing was full of mischief as he tossed down 2 rank, 2 ancient wolf beasts. 2 rank, 2 beasts, and 1 rank, 3 beast. If it were a martial artist who had entered the catacombs, an upper stage rank, 3 would definitely be able to kill 3 beasts in no time. However, the 5,000 students in front of them were all freshmen. What did being a freshman mean? It meant that they had not learned any combat techniques. It was good enough that they could learn some basic combat techniques. Before entering martial arts universities, freshmen usually focused on cultivating their vitality and honing their bones. At this time, almost all martial artists were vitality martial artists. However, the foundation was there. Soon, the 2 from the Zhang family came back to their senses. The 2 rank, 4 martial artists started fighting the rank 3 beast. On the other hand, Fang Yuan led her friends to attack the demon beast a few times when it was caught off guard. Seeing that they could not defeat the rank 3 beast, Fang Yuan raised her arms and shouted, "Yuan Ping Club sisters, let's not fight it. Let's change to another one." With a whoosh, 30 to 50 people retreated and ran to the side to fight the rank 2 beast. Zhang Shui and Zhang An, who had just calmed down, started to lose their balance again. Zhang Shui complained incessantly as she fought with the demonic beast Zhou Xian. Feeling wronged, she said, "Third brother, Why did they leave? It would have been better if there were more people earlier. The beast had many targets to attack. Now that everyone had run away, only the two of them were left. Zhang kept a straight face and did not say a word as he continued to fight the ancient wolf beast. He was cursing in his heart. That round-faced brat was despicable. It was a good thing that she helped earlier, but she could not just beat the beasts, but until it bled and ran away. The beast was going crazy when she ran away. There was nothing he could say. She came to help out of kindness. He could not just ignore the beast and let it attack the rank one martial artist, could he? The entire field was in chaos. On the stage, Fang Ping ignored Fang Yuan and scanned the crowd. After a while, he said softly, "There's no need for them to unite. After all, they don't know each other. There's no need for them to be brave. It's normal for them to be scared when they see a beast for the first time. When I first fought with a martial artist, I was scared too, so I ran. But I wasn't a martial artist then. When the time came, I dared to fight too." Fang Ping was not boasting. He was merely stating the facts. It was true that he was not a martial artist when he participated in the martial science examination. However, at that time, a rank one martial artist from the evil sect was intercepting and killing the examinees outside the school. Fang Ping encountered his opponent. Seeing that he could not outrun him, he dared to turn around and fight. It was normal to run in the face of danger. Since he knew that he couldn't win, should he just stay here and wait for death? However, now that they were in desperate straits, they would still dare to fight. Waiting for death was not the style of a cultivator. At this moment, many people on the field dared to fight. After all, there were more than 5,000 people fighting against 3 demonic beasts. In reality, there were 2 of them, and the strongest one was entangled by someone else. Or rather, 1. The other rank, 2, was also being held up by someone. There was actually no danger in such a situation. However, there were still some students who not only ran away, but also messed up the group. They kept running to the periphery, causing many students who had already organized to lose their rhythm. Fang Ping noted down these people and sighed. 62 in total. These people can only leave MCMAU. At the side, Huang Jing wanted to say something but hesitated. After a while, he said, "After all, they are all children. Some are not adults yet." Fang Ping said softly, "I understand. If they were only running away, I would have nothing to say for their own safety. However, they messed up their teammates' formation and only cared about themselves without caring about their classmates. Vice Chancellor, MCMEU can't accept students like this." At the side, Lu Fengru said coldly, "Expel them." "No, these people haven't been registered yet. They can't be considered MCMEU students. Expel them immediately. I don't expect them to fight now, but I don't want to implicate others. That's the basic rule of martial arts. Qin Fengqing is such a jerk, but the school has never said anything about expelling him. That's because he usually doesn't involve others when he causes trouble." In the sky, Qin Fengqing suddenly landed and said with a wronged expression, "Dean Lu, how am I a jerk?" Lu Fengru glanced at his words and did not bother to reply. Tang Feng's gaze was unfriendly. "You bullied your classmates. You're not a jerk." His own daughter had been beaten up by him. Fang Ping grinned and said, "That Zhou Qiwe from MCMEU? Didn't she almost get involved because of you?" Qin Fengqing said gloomily, "You can't blame me for that. How would I know they were there? The wilderness is so big. It's not like I have people there." As he said that, he added, "Moreover, she doesn't blame me. She even texted me a few days ago to congratulate me for becoming an MCMEU instructor." "Congratulate you?" Fang Ping was stunned. Qin Fengqing nodded and did not say much. Fang Ping was a little curious. He asked strangely, "How did you congratulate me?" Qin Fengqing was speechless. "You're curious about this? Why do you care about everything?" All right, he was a rich man. He had just entered middle stage rank 6. He still needed his help and had to support him. Therefore, Qin Fengqing said, "Honestly, it's nothing." She just said, "I can't believe you became an MCMEU instructor," or something like that. "I'm quite impressed." As he said that, Qin Fengqing sighed. "Actually, I don't really reply to her because I don't want trouble." Fang Ping listened for a while and judged. Was this a congratulation? According to his understanding, Zhou Qiue probably could not believe that a guy like Qin Fengqing could become an instructor. It was obviously a question. How did it become a congratulation? But then again, Zhou Qiue was still in contact with old Qin. Could the two of them really be together? Fang Ping thought for a while. He had recruited a lot of female martial artists for old Qin, Zhou Qiue, Ling Yi, and he had even considered Su Zissou. If Qin Fengqing really got together with these people in the future, he would have to thank him. While they were talking, the battle in the field was almost over. After all, there were only 3 monsters. They were much weaker than the people present. In a situation like this, as long as they could withstand the fear at the beginning, the rest would be easy. About 5 minutes later, the battle was completely over. In the field, Fang Yuan stepped on the carcass of a rank 2 monster. She looked at Fang Ping with a face full of excitement. She did it. She was no longer the same as before. She could only watch helplessly as her big brother fought the enemy and was beaten to a bloody pulp, almost dying. Right now, she had killed a wolf. Although there were many people helping, this wolf was still killed by them together. On the stage, Fang Ping glanced at Fang Yuan. There were close to 50 people, all rank 1 martial artists. It was not a big deal for them to kill a rank 2 monster. However, it was the first time a group of newbies had encountered a monster. It was not easy for them to not break down in fear. On the other side, the Zhang siblings had also killed the rank 3 monster. However, many of them were pale. It was not because they were injured, but because they could not stand the smell of blood. Some of the students were also injured. After the battle, their legs were trembling. Fang Ping understood this feeling. He had experienced it before. It was the first time he saw the evil sect martial artist die. He did not feel anything during the battle, but when it was over, he felt weak all over. When the scene quieted down, Fang Ping smiled. "Although I don't want to hurt you, I have to say that you're really weak. Especially the 2 rank 4 martial artists. Don't embarrass your elders." 2 rank 4 martial artists killed a rank 3 monster. Not only were you injured, but you look like you want to cry. Aren't you afraid of embarrassing your elders by acting like this? Coincidentally, the school has recorded the video of the battle just now. A video like this is very interesting. I will send a copy to your elders. Let them see the situation of 2 rank 4 martial artists fighting a rank 3 monster and being beaten to a pulp. As soon as he said that, Zhang Shui and Zhang Yan's faces turned purple. They even recorded a video and even sent it to their grandfather. 2 middle-ranked martial artists were beaten by a low-ranked monster and forced to flee in panic. How embarrassing! Zhang Yan could not hold back his expression. This bastard was obviously trying to trick them. Zhang Shui also looked aggrieved. They killed the monster. Fang Ping ignored them and said, "All right, back to the main topic. A scene like this is just a small scene. The monster is much weaker than you. In a real battle with your strength, you will encounter thousands of monsters of the same level, maybe even stronger. There are more than 5,000 of you. The 3 monsters are just for you to see the world." Just like that, it took 5 minutes to finish the battle. Actually, I was a little disappointed. Many of you are not from ordinary families who know nothing. Among you, there are descendants of high grandmasters, descendants of grandmasters, and descendants of middle-ranked martial artists. In the end, you have embarrassed your elders. Also, the 62 students who just broke into the camp can apply to other schools. You are all martial artists. There should be schools that will accept you. As soon as he said that, the 62 people in the field took off and flew out of the field. No, I didn't. I won't go. I finally got into MCMAU. Vice Chancellor Fong, give me another chance. Sob sob. I don't want to go. At this moment, there were cries and curses. Fong Ping ignored them. Outside the field, a group of middle-ranked martial artists grabbed these people and dragged them out of the school. These people had been eliminated. On the field, a group of new students were trembling with fear, looking at Fong Ping with some fear. They did not expect to be chased away on their first day in school. Some of the martial artists who had just escaped were now pale. They finally got into MCMAU, but they were chased away just like that. How were they going to explain it to their families? Fong Ping did not care about that. He continued, what happened just now was really child's play. I repeat, everyone, please think carefully before you act. Whether you want to enter MCMAU or not, it's still not too late to leave now. If you want to leave in the future, you will be a deserter. Martial arts universities are the same as the military department, and right now, they are always in a state of war. Under these circumstances, deserters must be killed. Down below, there was a strange silence. After a long time, someone said bitterly, Vice Chancellor Fong, is MCMAU like this, or all martial arts universities like this? Fong Ping chuckled. MCMAU is stronger, so there are more battles. Other martial arts universities have fewer, but it's more or less the same. You are all smart people to be able to get into MCMAU. There are actually many teachers and students who die in martial arts universities every year, but they don't announce it to the public. I still remember the opening speech that Vice Chancellor Huang gave us on the first day I entered the school. Martial artists are great, but also very small, and even very sad. You may not understand, and you may understand. But if you want to officially become a student of MCMAU, then you must be prepared to die at any time. Having said that, Fong Ping smiled. I won't say much. I'll give you 5 minutes. You can call home, call your parents, and ask for their opinions again. Whether you stay in MCMAU, go to a social sciences school, or another martial arts university, it's up to you. When the crowd heard that, some of them took out their phones to call their families. The scene earlier had indeed shocked some of them. On the stage, Fong Ping said softly, actually, we should tell the commoners some things. Otherwise, after entering a martial arts university, they won't have the chance to regret it. I think, at least, let everyone be willing. Nowadays, martial arts universities seem to be tricking people into coming in before making their plans. Old Manly said lazily, no one is forcing anyone. It's all voluntary. If they really don't want to enter the catacombs, in the past, they would have stayed at rank 2 for the rest of their lives. If they reached rank 3 and don't want to enter the catacombs, then we won't force them. All rank 3 martial artists know about the catacombs. As long as they're not rank 4, they won't be forced to enter. That's why we still give everyone a chance. Whether you're willing or not, that's your business. That's true, but it's also a waste of a lot of resources. As Fong Ping spoke, he noticed that Fang Yuan, who was below the stage, was staring at him. She was still stepping on the monster, as if she wanted some praise. Fong Ping glanced at her. Suddenly, his bad taste kicked in. The monster that Fang Yuan was stepping on suddenly bounced up. Ah, this time, Fang Yuan screamed in fright. Then, the group of people started fighting each other, until the monster's flesh and blood were all torn apart. Only then did they stop with lingering fear in their hearts. As soon as they stopped, the fleshless monster skeleton suddenly stood up and charged at them again. The group of people was dumbfounded. It could still be resurrected after being beaten to this state. A skeletal monster. In their shock, the others stared at the other two dead monsters and started fighting each other. Bad taste. Everyone on the stage looked at Fang Ping. How bad was his bad taste? Why did he have to scare these new students? Most importantly, did he still have a conscience when he purposely tricked his own sister? Fang Ping chuckled. If she's scared enough to quit school, then I'll have it easy. Why did she insist on coming to MCMAU? Killing a rank 2 monster with a few dozen people, and she thinks it's a big deal. As he said that, Fang Ping stopped. Now, the people were a good distance away from the scattered skeleton, not daring to go any closer. After a while, more than 10 people below the stage looked hesitant. Fang Ping did not say much. He said, "There's 1 more minute. You can leave on your own. It's better to live than to die." Some of them looked ashamed, while others looked conflicted. After a while, someone finally moved and walked out of the field. On their first day in MCMAU, they had no choice but to leave the school. A minute later, 13 people left. Fang Ping did a quick calculation. It was not a lot, a total of 75 people. There were still 4,975 new students. It had to be said that the proportion of people leaving was still very small. Since everyone has made a decision, I won't repeat it. Get ready. We'll start assigning schools and choosing instructors in the afternoon. If no instructor is willing to accept you, then you'll have to participate in big class education. Therefore, if you want to have your own instructor, it's best if you perform well. There will be a total of 200 new students this year, and each instructor will only accept about 10 people, which is 2,000 people. The remaining 3,000 people will enter the big class to learn. Each instructor will take in tens to hundreds of students. All right, everyone can leave now. Fang Ping had no intention of introducing the other instructors to the crowd. It would be a waste of time. He already knew everyone he needed to know. The crowd began to leave. Many people were in no mood to talk, but Fang Ping heard Fang Yuan and some girls muttering. "President, that girl just now is quite strong. Should we pull her into the club? She's already a middle-ranked martial artist. If she joins us, she won't steal the president's position, right? What are you afraid of? Have you forgotten who our vice president is? Big Brother Fang is the vice president. Why would we be afraid of her stealing him?" Yes, yes, yes. President, pull her in? No, she's so timid, even more timid than me. She screams in fear when she fights monsters. We don't want her. Zhang Shui, who was at the side, leaned forward, her face full of grievance and anger. She said angrily, "I'm not timid. It's just my first time seeing it. It's a little. Fang Ping listened for a while and shook his head slightly, too lazy to care. He turned to look at Lu Fengru and the others, saying, "After the new students start school, I'm going to star town." As for the vice-chancellor, after some of the dangers around Skygate City have been cleared, he'll let some of the school's senior rank 1 martial artists go there. These people should work harder. Among the new students, there are many who have surpassed them. As a senior, and a rank 1 at that, don't you think it's embarrassing? Do you want me to go with you? Old Man Li asked. Fang Ping pondered for a moment, saying, "No need. I'll inform Minister Zhang in advance. Minister Zhang is paying attention. Nothing will happen to Star Town. Last time, when I held a Grand Master banquet, 2 rank 9s came from Star Town. Relatively speaking, there are still some good intentions." I have a grudge with the Yang family, but now that all the Yang family's high ranks have been wiped out, will the other families be willing to offend MCMAU and Minister Zhang for the Yang family? Lu Fengra humphed. Be more careful. You're not Minister Zhang's son. If you really die, will he shed all pretense of cordiality with Startown for you? It's better to remember that you're only valuable when you're alive. If you're dead, how many people will really be willing to stand up for you? Martial artists are that realistic. Especially when you're in a high position, there are more things to consider, more complicated. From the big picture, even if you're dead, you can't really shed all pretense of cordiality with Startown. You understand? Fong Ping nodded. Lu Fengru said again, "You're going to Startown just for the matter of resurrecting the martial artists?" "Part of it." Fong Ping smiled. "The main thing is that they said there's a chance to improve our abilities. Then I thought it would be good to give it a try. Other than that, I also want to go to Startown to see if I can understand more about the situation. Previously at the battlefield, I obtained a token that allows me to enter the bounded domain. However, I'm not too sure which bounded domain to enter. Previously, I received some information from the military department, but I'm not part of the military department, so the information they gave me might not be complete. Until now, I still can't determine which bounded domain it is. Why didn't you ask Minister Zhang? It's better to investigate some things on your own. If I asked, it would expose the fact that I have a token. That person has been preparing to rob me. When the time comes, I'll be charged hundreds of billions in processing fees. How am I going to explain myself?" Everyone burst out laughing. It was really possible. Fong Ping continued. "Moreover, Minister Zhang might not know much. He also said before that his understanding of these things is not as good as Commander Li's. Commander Li knows because he came from Startown. Besides, Startown has started a new era. I'm actually quite curious about it. Startown might not open these things to you. It's okay. I have a spy there." Fong Ping laughed. Beside him, Qin Fengqing shot him a look. "Were you talking about that fatty? Were you sure? Would that fatty dare to be a spy in their base?" Qin Fengqing did not mention this. Instead, he said, "They invited me back then." "Fong Ping, I'll go too." Fong Ping shot him a look. "Did they invite you?" "You forcefully impersonated the martial artists. They had no choice but to say that in passing. The second invitation did not even mention you, Qin Fengqing. However, when he came out of the Tian'an catacombs that day, Qin Fengqing had used his spherical celestial bridge to impersonate it. Su Haoran had indeed said that he could go together. Up to you, but be careful. You're not a high rank. If you really run into trouble, we'll leave you behind." "That's okay." "Oh, right," Qin Fengqing said with a grin. "The opening ceremony ends today. Shall we continue?" He had just sealed one door. Fong Ping insisted on coming out to participate in the opening ceremony. Otherwise, he would have pestered Fong Ping and not let him go. It was too awesome. How many days had it been? 3 days. He had sealed one door in 3 days. Did that not mean that in another week he could seal the Sanjiao Gate? Qin Fengqing had never experienced this feeling before. He wanted nothing more than to tie Fong Ping to his belt. This was no longer a matter of being a rich man. He thought that it would take him a few years to reach peak rank, 6. It would not be strange, even if it took 10 years. However, with Fong Ping, everything was different. The current Qin Fengqing was extremely pleased. Everyone said that he was shameless when he flattered Fong Ping. But didn't you see how fast he was improving? What did they know? Although Fong Ping said he did not want it, he was still feeling good. Otherwise, would he be able to increase his rank? What was wrong with a few words of flattery? Did he lose a piece of meat? Did he lose money? He did not spend anything. 10 years turned into 10 days. Only the others did not know. Otherwise, Qin Fengqing could guarantee that those who snatched this bowl of rice from him would line up all the way to capital city. Fang Ping glanced at him. His gaze was unfriendly. He let out a light humph. Keep a low profile. Do you know how much I've paid for you? My own golden body has crumbled a few times. If it wasn't because of the bloodline, I wouldn't have bothered with you a long time ago. Qin Fengqing's expression froze. Motherf asterisk cur. He had been fooled by Fang Ping for the past few days. Fang Ping said that he would help Old Wang and the others. That was because Old Wang and the others revived themselves. They took up more than a month's time. Helping him, he was not a resurrected martial artist. Instead, he only spent 3 days to complete the sealing of one door. All of this was because both of them had the same bloodline. Fang Ping helping him made the bloodline connection more compatible. Regarding this, Qin Fengqing was at a loss now. He did not believe it, but he did believe it a little. Of course, regardless of whether he believed it or not, he would accept what Fang Ping said. He would improve his strength first. The others naturally knew that Qin Fengqing's strength had improved recently with Fang Ping's help. Hearing Fang Ping's words, Tang Feng asked curiously, "What bloodline relationship do you have?" Qin Fengqing's expression stiffened. Fang Ping laughed. "I think before I was resurrected, I was related to Qin Fengqing." Everyone's gaze was strange. Was an ancestor really going to appear? Beside him, the corner of Li Hansong's mouth twitched. He did not say anything. Old Qin had already acknowledged himself as his servant. You insisted on being his ancestor. How should this relationship be calculated? It was too complicated. Forget it. He would not think about it anymore. In the afternoon of the first, the school allocation began. Actually, the current school allocation did not have such a serious bias in resources. The 4 schools were about the same. However, the functions of each school were slightly different. The School of Production would also participate in the battle, but the students were mostly responsible for logistics. The most important task for the School of Social Sciences for MCMAU now was to collect information about the catacombs. This included the registration of some spoils of war and the statistics of battle achievements. The resources of the 4 schools were not as much as before. Naturally, the school allocation was not as intense as before. The situation where Fang Ping and Fu Changding fought against 1,000 at the same time would not happen again. After the school allocation, it was time for the instructors to be allocated. Fang Ping only glanced at it. When he saw the recruitment signs of some instructors, he was speechless. Why don't you just name them and only recruit Fang Yuan? Fang Ping was speechless. Fang Yuan was also very conflicted. She felt that she met every instructor's recruitment requirements, except for the one who wrote Little Round Face. However, because there were so many people, it was not easy to choose. Qin Fengqing had tricked her before. However, this time, Qin Fengqing was not allowed to recruit students at all. Naturally, Qin Fengqing was not there. After struggling for a long time, her good friend Song Ya's father kept staring at her. Just as Fang Yuan was about to choose Song Ya's father, she heard her eldest brother's voice. It was by Ruoshi. There were not many female rank 6 instructors. There were only 3 of them. Fang Ping was not too familiar with the other 2. He was more familiar with Bai Ruoshi. She had a good personality too. When Fang Ping and the others were carrying out their mission, she had secretly protected them for a long time. As for Old Song, Fang Ping also heard him tricking his sister. Old Song was not bad, but Fang Ping still remembered that Old Song owed him 1 credit. Fang Ping felt that Fang Yuan should stay away from this kind of person who owed money and did not return it. Therefore, under the reluctant gazes of the instructors, Fang Yuan chose Bai Ruoshi. As for the two from the Zhang family, Fong Ping did not let them choose on their own. He made some arrangements and asked Huang Jing to accept them. After all, Zhang Tao was a desperation powerhouse. It was better to find a reliable powerhouse to accept his grandson. Lu Fengru, an old man, Li were not very reliable. Fong Ping would not be able to explain himself if Tang Feng caused someone's death. After thinking about it, Huang Jing was more suitable. As for Huang Jing's plan to go to the Magic City catacombs, it was fine too. He could bring the two middle ranks along. At this point, the admission of new students had come to an end. After this, Fong Ping would not care about these people anymore. At most, he would pay more attention to his sister. All the powerhouses in the school were like this. Fong Ping was the same back then. Unless he stood out among the new students, he would not attract the attention of the higher-ups. Otherwise, he would just fade into the crowd. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.